Hello, everybody. What is up? Welcome to the Breakdown Show. Aaron the Dog here, and as always, I am here with an awesome expert on mixed martial arts, on fighting, on more importantly than anything, being passionate about breaking down this sport, and that is our favorite fan, Miss Bunny, who I will not refer to as Miss anymore, but also known as Boston Comments. How you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. I can't contain my enthusiasm. We got Mr. Diaz here in the background with us.
Yeah, as always. Yep.
As always.
We're 9 days out from Nate being back, being a nice, juicy plus 300 underdog, which, I first and foremost off the bat, this will be a little different of a breakdown tonight. I just want to kind of say that, and different in a very good way. But I'm going to still go into the odds. As always, Aaron the Dog is here to try to make everybody money out there. Both of us have definitely done our research on this card. We're definitely going to bring our insight. However, Bunny over here, she is not of the betting type. And she watched this sport pure out of love.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights, of course, more than anything. But yeah, she's coming most importantly for me, she's coming from a place of passion. She's a longtime fan of the sport. Everybody who's been in the comments knows her. Kevin Weeks probably is very lonely this week. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun breakdown. I'm going to still go into the picks. I'll go into the odds. But that's just not something that you're into. Like anything else kind of you want to add to that before we move on? All right.
I'm here. I guess some wild picks. Some you might scratch your head, but Aaron the Dog's going to make you money, so pay attention to what he says. I'm here for mostly laughs and for bragging rights after the fact. So
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, both of us, we put a lot of heart into our picks. A few other things I just want to get out of the way up top here, and then I promise we'll move into the reason that people are here, which is the fights and breaking the fights down. I've been working with Coffee and KOs / MMA Stooges for a little while now. And we've been having a really good time. And just at this point, with where I'm trying to take the breakdowns to, where I'm trying to take my personal Aaron the Dog brand and everything with regards to MMA, it's time for me to move on to my own. So the breakdowns are going to be leaving the MMA Stooges channel. This is going to be the final breakdown. First of all, I didn't tell Bunny this before I booked her as my guest, so a little extra pressure there.
Bomb. This is a dog bomb. What?
The dog bomb, though. But if you are still looking to keep track of, my breakdowns, I'm also going to be doing more interviews over there. They got their own interviews and their own interview style here, and it's not my style. So it's a mutual, definitely kind of mutual departure here between us. But shout out to Zach, Carrie, and Steve. I really have enjoyed working with those guys. Kieran, it's been an experience, buddy. And Josh has been great as well. Kieran, I'm just kidding. Of course, it's been anything but an experience. No, I'm kidding again. But seriously, I am going to keep doing breakdowns every single week. We've got Mr. Bryan Battle, who has been on The Ultimate Fighter. We are going to be catching up with him. We are going to be catching up with him next week, however. He has he's got a lot going on right now. A lot's changing in his life. And the more changes going on, frankly, the better for Bryan. One thing's for sure, if you've been following his Instagram, that face does not look like it took a lot of punches inside of those 5 weeks. So we'll see. But I am going to be catching up with him on my channel. It's going to be called Aaron the Dog MMA. That's going to be the name of the channel. Not too creative, but I am still creating it, so I will be dropping the link.
Awesome brand.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. But all of the breakdowns are going to be over there. All of the interviews are going to be over there. And again, before any further ado, I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I do really appreciate the Stooges. They're going to keep doing their thing over here. They're going to keep doing their preview shows. I think they're going to start doing more reaction videos maybe or something. I'm not sure. But all the best to them. And, yeah, if you want to keep following me, Aaron the Dog at MMA. and it's going to be on YouTube. Hopefully, I can get a little bit of more traction with it and see from there. But I've liked the people I've been able to gain over here. And obviously, if it wasn't for the Stooges, I wouldn't have my co-host tonight, so I wouldn't have ever met you. So without further ado, let's jump into UFC Fight Night 189. That's one of the many titles. It's also UFC Vegas 28 or something. It is back at the Apex. That's the most important part. Interesting little note, I put in the description as well. 65% of the fighters on this card are coming off a loss. So that is it's just that extra psychological element that we both really respond to. But I think some fighters, they react that way and get very cautious. Some get less cautious, but that's definitely something that I was very aware of on this card. I know that some people feel it's kind of a little bit of a down card before the pay-per-view, but we both know there's no such thing as a bad card. There's no
such thing. Watch the prelims. Bye. Yeah,
absolutely. And so on that note, we are going to jump into the prelims, the first prelim of the night. It is in the 155-pound division. I think one of our favorite divisions, both of us.
My favorite.
We're at lightweight. It's Claudio Puelles, who's coming off a 2-fight win streak, fighting another guy who's coming on a win, it's actually 8-fight win streak, and Jordan Levitt, who's 8-0. So he came off. Yep, no big deal. He just hasn't lost yet in his amateur or pro career. 4-0 as an amateur, 8-0 as a pro. He's definitely one of these guys. First of all, his nickname, Monkey King, very weird kind of guy. Does like splits in the octagon after slamming Matt Weinman in 22 seconds. One of the best knockouts of the year.
Bro.
Yeah, he's really known for his grappling. And he's over at Syndicate MMA. That's John Wood. That's where Jojo Calderwood is at. That's where Roxanne Modafferi. A lot of really good male fighters as well. It's one of the camps that I always keep an eye on, particularly. And then Claudio Puelles, it's interesting because he's in his third fight in the UFC now. 2-1. Got knocked out by Martin Bravo in his debut, which Martin Bravo has gone on to lose 3 straight and hasn't fought in 2 years. Not the best loss. Had a fight of the night win against Felipe Silva, though, where he got a knee bar in round 3. But he had lost the first 2 rounds to Felipe Silva. But I mean, again, to come back from that adversity. The other thing about Claudio, he's 25 years old. He debuted in the UFC at 20. So some serious experience there.
Due for a win. I'm going Claudio.
Oh, okay.
Right.
No. So before I get into the odds, what are your thoughts on this fight? What are your thoughts on kind of Levitt? Levitt's got a lot of hype coming into this fight from the Contender Series and then from the Slam, but I know that it isn't all about hype for you. What's your thoughts on this fight with experience? Both guys very young.
I will say it's hard to go up against someone who's 8-0, regardless of where their wins came from. Mm-hmm. That is just automatically intimidating. That's psychological, like you said.
Yeah.
But I love them crazy picks, and I think Claudio has something to prove, so that's who I'm going with.
I like it. The thing about losses in MMA that don't really bother me too much also is that when you're 8-0, a lot has gone really right for you. The other thing with Jordan Levitt is his 8-0. He's faced, not the best of competition. Matt Weinman at this point hasn't won in 8 years. He took several years off. He retired. He came back. He's just not exactly Luke. Luke Flores was the first legit win he had on the Contender Series. That was 9-1. But before that, this is the record of his other 6 wins as a pro. 3-0, so we don't really know there. 4-2, not bad. 0-0, 1-0, 3-0, 1-0. So it's a lot of what you get in early MMA. So this is going to be by far his biggest test. Claudio Puelles also has faced the better competition, in my opinion. That Felipe Silva fight, if you got Fight Pass, go back and watch that one. It's a really good fight for anybody out there who's a big fight fan. And his eye was straight up closed. So, it's just one of these things where I really like the toughness of Claudio. I feel a lot of people aren't giving him credit. Peruvians are tough as nails too. There's not a lot of them in the UFC yet, but I don't mind it. And then it's also, this is where you're going to tune out for a second. I'm going to talk about odds, but
Okay,
I'm going to teach you why the odds add to the heart of the fight actually here. So Jordan Levitt, 8-0, coming off a slam. He's going to be the favorite. He's a minus 200 favorite. That is what that means is that you have to bet $200 to win $100 on him. He is a 2-1 favorite. That is simply kind of too high for me in this situation to bet on Jordan Levitt, who's very untested, particularly has limited wrestling. I get that the slam, it's like limited wrestling where you're talking about, but you're not going to slam another fighter here. Claudio has come back from adversity now and really shown it, 2-fight win streak. And you get a plus 175 on Claudio Puelles, who has the experience, faced a better competition, and at 25 still really improving. Plus 175, plus 170, plus 175. I like Claudio Puelles as well in this fight, so I was not expecting to agree with you on this one. Because I am seeing a lot of people out there who are very excited about Jordan Levitt at this point. I'm seeing a lot of comparisons to Ryan Hall with regards to the grappling acumen. And I just want to say, let's slow down before we get to that. On the feet here, Claudio is way ahead of Jordan Levitt. And the fight starts on the feet last time I checked. So,
sassy little
yeah. Confirm. Okay, confirmed. All right. They still do. I was just, sometimes, I got to make sure that's, but yeah, we both agree here.
It's on the feet.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about this fight. I think it's a really good fight. Both guys are very good on the ground, both black belts in jiu-jitsu as well. And yeah, we love some jiu-jitsu here as well. I think this is a super close fight. And 25-26, both young guys. Whoever comes out of this fight is a new kind of emerging prospect into that like top 25, top 20 range. Getting
honestly, especially as I know I'm going Claudio, but Jordan, if he does get this, because he's not to be slept on. He gets this, he goes 9-0. You're going in with a great starting record.
Sean Shelby did not book this fight for Claudio Puelles to win it. He booked this fight for the guy who got the slam to win it. And this is the beauty of our sport that we love in MMA, is especially at the top of it. There's no such thing as setting up squash matches or setting up matches where a guy comes out and wins.
I don't know.
In this promotion?
Not in this situation, but I could refer back to Sugar Sean O'Malley. But that's a story for a different day. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah. That's for another Dog and Bunny show on another day. But, we are all about going off the rails on this show. So if you want to, we can at any point. But we got 14 fights. We got 13 more to go. We got to keep our eyes on the prize. Finally, the viewers are coming in. I know we're going at a little different time than usual. We'll be back we'll figure out our time on the new channel as we go. But if there's one thing about Aaron, he's consistent. He likes his consistency. And I will promise that you'll know where to find me and Bunny and whoever else joins me over on my channel. But it's going to be fun. And back to the fights. 145 division. Next fight. This is a really, really good matchup between Yusuf Salah, who is one of these guys coming off a loss, coming off 2 straight losses, actually.
Okay.
Taking on, okay, hold on. No spoilers. Taking on Sean Woodson, the sniper. 7-1 versus 10-4. So Zalal is on 1 loss away from getting a little bit salty here. 10-5. I mean, that's getting a little dicey. But I'm gonna start. I wonder who she's going with. She's such a mystery. But I'm gonna start with Sean Woodson here. The 28-year-old, very interesting featherweight at 6'2", has that right away, sticks out that length. As a fellow 6'2", and Bunny, she knows all about the 6'2" sticking out, or 6'3", sorry. I'm sorry, 6'3". But Sean coming off a loss to Juicy J, Julian Erosa, in a really interesting fight where he was winning for the first 2.5 minutes, but then Sean Woodson forgot it was a 15-minute fight and gassed out. And Julian started coming back in the second round. Third round snatched up a nasty Darce choke, and put out Sean Woodson. He was supposed to come back against Jonathan Pierce. However, he had a rib injury, and that was back in November of 2020. Rib injuries are really tricky because there's nothing you can really do but wait. And at 6'2", that's a long torso. So that's a lot of rib to potentially injure or, heal. And that's where I'm definitely kind of right away interested in this fight. Woodson was 7-0 before he lost to Erosa. He got finished against Erosa. So we haven't gotten to see how he comes back from a loss, from the adversity. Both of these guys, Yusuf is on 2 straight losses, might be close to the chopping block. One more, and he definitely is on the chopping block because 3 straight losses, you're not staying in the best promotion at 10-5. But Yusuf Salah, I'm going to go over real quick, and then I want your breakdown on this fight. But Yusuf Salah, only 24 years old, first of all, and he has 5 fights in the UFC already. He is one of these guys who definitely took advantage of last year, COVID era. I don't think he would have necessarily gotten that shot on short notice against Austin Lingo in other situations, but he did get it, and he danced circles around Austin Lingo, who was an undefeated 7-0, super good boxer, and Yusuf looked really good, had great footwork, good movement. His cardio was all there. The thing with Yusuf that's not there is pop on his shots. He's just not knocking anybody out so far, not really even rocking anybody, but he keeps that volume coming. He keeps the cardio coming. You don't have to knock people out to win fights. And also, in the words of Michael Bisping, and I won't do the accent here, but if you hit them with the proper technique, it doesn't matter how hard you hit, they're going to go down, especially with 4-ounce gloves. So I do think Yusuf, like anybody, can knock people out, but that is kind of my criticism on him. His wrestling is underrated, and I think that's the key in this fight. I think that Woodson has the ability to be taken down on the Contender Series against Terrence McKinney. Once he was able to avoid the takedowns and read them, however, those knees were there, and he knocked him out with knees. So if Salah does elect to go to the takedowns, he has to be careful not to make the level changes obvious. But Salah's last 2 fights against Ilia Tabora, very, very good Spanish undefeated fighter. It was a good decision win for Tabora. It was the first time Tabora hadn't finished an opponent. So props to Salah there. And then against Sungwon Choi, a lot of people had Salah win that fight. It was one of these fights where the first and third round were extremely close. Some gave it to Salah, others gave it to Choi. It was one of these where it was 30-27, 29-28, 29-28 for Salah. So it was 3 different scores. But this one's one of my closest fights of the night. It is just really about, can Woodson keep him at bay? Is he going to be active enough with his volume? Is he going to be active enough with his movement? Salah has to wrestle, make this dirty, and use his cardio. I think that's the key here. I think we're going to be disagreeing. I am going to be going with Sean Woodson. I think that he is coming back from injury, which is one of my concerns here. I definitely want to see the weigh-ins before I'm betting on this. So this is a fight I'm holding off on betting right away, and the odds definitely concern me. But I'm going to go with Sean Woodson, and I'm going to go with Sean Woodson to actually end up being able to pull off a TKO in round 2.
Oh, so he's going to TKO as well. Wow.
So your thoughts on this fight?
Not much. Not many thoughts. I'll be honest with you. Prelims, I'm lucky enough to be able to watch and enjoy and take in. So it's sometimes hard for me to pick who I think's going to win because I'm just so psyched to watch these guys brawl. But Absolutely. I do feel like in coming off, I'm always skeptical about injuries because I've seen some of my fighters come out off an injury, and you can just you can tell it affects the way that they fight and their defense. Mm-hmm. I just have a feeling Yusuf is going to pull it off. I feel like he doesn't want to get caught with the 3rd loss, and I just feel like he'll push through. But I'm honestly not even sure how I see it ending. I mean, it could come to a decision. I love prelims because I can sometimes get my finishes. I can get my submissions. But we both really are respect the decision. I guess you could say we respect the whole game of MMA, but we both can really see the beauty in a decision win also. So, I mean, the main concerns for me with Woodson is when you have a rib injury, there's no rehab you're doing on the rib injury. You're waiting for your rib to stop hurting. So that is time he's not working on his conditioning,
not working on his cardio. And that's one of the biggest issues for Woodson. Even in his wins, he slows down in the third round, and Zalal has won third round in 3 of his 4 fights in the UFC. So that's a stat I really like as well for Zalal. Definitely, I think the cardio is on Zalal's end. If Zalal's willing to wrestle and successful with the wrestling, then I don't see Woodson having too much to offer from the bottom, and I think he can kind of cruise through the
That's another thing. If Yusuf can get him, if he can get him on his back, and he could just go for the ribs, then who knows what the fuck he could do to those? He could go for the weak spot. So
yeah,
I just have a
exactly.
bad feeling about this one, but luckily for the viewers, I'm not playing the odds here. You're gonna follow the dog, but I do have Yusuf. I just think I got a gut feeling.
Yeah, and I respect
I got a
that.
rib feeling about it.
You got a rib feeling about it. But there's no right or wrong way to really look at these fights, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, even though I put all this time, and we both put a lot of time into looking into these fights, we have different ways of looking at them, and I don't think that's a wrong thing. And also, I'm not going to be perfect. No one's perfect in this game because MMA is absolutely the most unpredictable, beautiful, perfect sport in the world.
Beautifully unpredictable.
Yeah, it's as real as it gets, and the other part that I appreciate is you picked 2 straight underdogs to start out this card.
I always go for them.
Yeah,
I'm biased too, so it's hard for me to sort of stray away from the bias because I love going for the guy that nobody's hurting.
Yeah, but this is one where the money has been coming in on Yusuf Zalal. So as it's put, the smart money has been coming in on Zalal, the underdog, at plus 155. I think that price is going to get closer. So if you're looking at Zalal, I'd get him now. For me, I want to see Woodson. I'm leaning Woodson, but it's not one of my more confident picks. Woodson minus 175, nearly a 2-1 favorite against Zalal. I think that's kind of off. This is honestly a pick'em fight for me, and it should be closer odds wise. So for me, it's a dog or pass situation, and I think it's going to be a good one. My pick, though, I always make my picks because I love to. It's Woodson. So my official pick is Woodson. We are.
See, respect, homie. I respect you.
Yeah, I respect you. No, we can't go into quotes right now. Otherwise, I won't get on to the third of 14 fights on this card.
I'm excited for this women's flyweight. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's actually, and so it is a late replacement here. Not sure if you saw, but Tabitha Reese, Baby Shark, the black belt jiu-jitsu ace out of LFA. I've gone to break down a bunch of her fights. I just broke down her last fight where she was a minus 2,000 favorite. What that means is you have to bet $2,000 to win 100 on her in her last opponent.
This is when I start getting annoyed with the betting odds and shit.
Yeah.
What kind of number is that?
I mean, well, for one, she kind of justified that, but what that more tells me is Tabitha Reese is not facing a high level of competition coming into her UFC debut on short notice. And Manon Farrow, I don't know if you remember her debut against Victoria Leonardo, Leonardo, but she absolutely put on a striking clinic. She is one of these Sharapova-style strikers. She has a lot of kias. There will be an empty crowd octagon, so we're going to hear her kia, kia, kia throughout the fight. I love it as well. But unlike some of these other Kia fighters, she actually hits her opponents with her strikes. But she is 5-1 at this point, or 6-1 at this point. 6-1. Pretty so experience. She did have her MMA debut. Against Leah McCourt. Who is of Bellator fame now. She just had a beautiful triangle finish 2 weeks ago over an Australian fighter, Jane Fabian. And it was an absolutely gorgeous triangle. But Leah McCourt is a legit MMA fighter and tough to have your debut on. And she lost a split decision to Leah McCourt. That's her only loss. After that, she's come back, rattled off 6 straight. Victoria Leonardo landing spinning kicks and shit. We're throwing in spin and shit. Okay. And so this is straight up a striker versus grappler. Tabitha Reese, we always like to kind of talk about her level of competition here. First of all, she is 5-0. So, 5-0 versus 6-1. So similar experience on the numbers. However, she's fought an 0-0 girl, a 1-2-1 girl, an 0-0 girl, a 1-5 girl, and then a 2 and then a 2
spoon-fed fights.
And then a 2-3 girl in her last fight, which is how you get to a record of 5-0. Pretty untested for her. She is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, only 26 years old. She looks to be in really good shape, but this is on short notice. This is one to me that it's Manon Fiorot all day. I get that Tabitha's taking this on short notice, and props to her. All of her fights have been at strawweight. This is at flyweight. She's Manon Fiorot has fought at bantamweight. This is going to be a huge size advantage for Manon. Skill disparity, especially on the feet for Manon. Manon, I think, is going to really kind of run over her here. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, because I really do like the baby shark. And if Tabitha can get her to the ground, she could submit her at any point. But I don't see that happening. I got Manon Fiorot.
Listen, I did everything in my power to find a way to root for the girl who stepped in last minute. I did everything in my power to find find something. But I'm rooting for Manon. And I really wanted to root for the stand-in, because that's like ballsy. That takes balls. I rooted for Marcin when he took the fight against Usman last minute. I was going for it, but it didn't.
Tabitha is in over her head in a lot of ways here, and
I admire her for stepping in. She deserves all the credit, and I really tried to. I didn't bet any money, so I could root for her, but I really think Manon has this. I don't even think if she brings her to the ground that I think Manon will just overpower her big time. And you said her previous fights were like 0-0, 1-1-0, like
very, and at 115, very small girls as well, even for 115. The last girl she was fighting was an atomweight fighter, which is 105. I mean, it's just and now she's fighting
105.
Get in there, bunny. Get in there.
No, I'm just saying, come on.
Yeah. But it's just it's gonna props to Tabitha. She's putting her undefeated record on the line. She's got a ton of hype that she could easily keep building up in LFA and get more of a opponent that is more set up for her. But she's taking the opportunity, so that could be a sign.
I love fighters that come out of LFA. So
we got a few on this card, so I'll definitely point them out. The odds are a little bit tough here, minus 525 for Manon Fiorot against Tabitha Ricci. Tabitha Ricci is a plus 415, so if you put 100 on her, you're winning 500. So that's but it's that's a tough one. Yeah. It's tough for me to say anything other than that Manon Fiorot is going to be in a few of my parlays. I think that she does get the finish as well, so that's a way to slice down on the value a little bit, but you're still looking at minus money on Manon Fiorot even with a finish here. So just it's going to be an interesting one. It's two specialists for sure, but Manon to me is very, very legit. I was really looking forward to the Marina Moroz fight as well. That was going to be an incredible test for Manon, I think, and really going to answer a lot of questions, which now
her submission rate is
so
and that's
and it's like also a bummer with Manon, because now we have to answer all these questions in her next fight, where it's like, even if she beats Ricci here, it's like, you beat a strawweight on short notice who wasn't like, this is not there's not really a win situation here in a weird way for Manon. Who's
not for Manon, but for Tabitha, it's like the reverse. It's like, holy shit, you beat a tough last minute, you beat a tough contender, but I just don't see it happening. And no disrespect to Tabitha at all, because that takes some balls to step in last minute against someone as ferocious as Manon. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're back on the agreement here. So 2 for 1 so far. We got 2 agreements, 1 disagreement, but that's the beauty of this. We're gonna disagree a few more times on this card, I have a feeling. So. Next fight, back to my favorite division, 155. This is a weird fight for me. It's an interesting one. Alan Patrick makes his return to the octagon, coming off 2 straight losses, taking on Mason Jones, who fought Mike Davis in one of my favorite fights of last year absolute banger of a fight. Both guys were just going back and forth, and Mason showed me quite a bit. Mason did end up on the losing end of it. It was Mason's first loss of his career. He is 10-1 now in his career. He's 26 years old. He is the former Cage Warriors welterweight champion. He is the former Cage Warriors lightweight champion. So that is a double champ from Cage Warriors. We've had a few other double champs from Cage Warriors come over and do pretty well in the UFC. So that's definitely something of note here. Mason Jones, the guys he's faced before, other than Adam Proctor, who is a 12-1, really solid Englishman, but other than that, not the best level of competition here. And he has not faced adversity coming off a loss, and that was a real bad beating, which both guys suffered on the end of. And I said last year, it happened in January of this year. I apologize. So it was on the first, I believe it was on the first card or one of the first cards of the year. It was just Mike Davis had several injuries from that fight. Mike Davis is still not fought. Mike Davis isn't fighting till September or October of this year at the earliest. So Mason coming back here in the beginning of June, that's interesting right off the bat there. But it still was, about 5 months ago. Alan Patrick, a little bit older here, 37, going to be 38 by Fight Night. 2 straight losses here coming to Bobby Green and Scott Holtzman. So Scott Holtzman, not the best of losses, especially get finished by him. And Bobby Green is, there's no shame there. Definitely a really solid decision fighter. And he lost a decision to him in September of last year. But yeah, Alan Patrick kind of struggles when he can't get the fight to the ground and use his jiu-jitsu. If it's not in his realm, if it's on the feet, I think he's going to have a lot of trouble in this fight. Mason Jones, also a black belt in judo. So his takedown defense is on point. Mike Davis tried to take him down several times, got judo chopped left and right. But I think I really like Mason Jones. He has some amazing calf kicks, which I know they haven't existed till the last year, but I'm just saying, if
that whole new thing, these new things called calf kicks.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if a body part of the calf existed before last
well, let's
year.
not get started because I'll get sidetracked. I won't shut up about it.
It's all good. It's the last day of school here. Like fuck it. Let's go. But Mason Jones, I think if he can get off those leg kicks, Alan Patrick has shown in the past that his stand-up is a little rudimentary. He doesn't check leg kicks also, and when after the first round, he does gas severely, and the gas tank isn't getting better at 37, 38 years old. Mason Jones, to me, showed me so much in that loss to Mike Davis. And I can't wait to see him come back here. I've been waiting to see both of those guys come back. Give me Mason Jones all day, baby. And I'll take him to get a decision win. Your thoughts?
Decision win? But for some reason, something in my fucked up head keeps me rooting for the 37-year-olds who keep letting me down. So let's add another one to the fucking list. I'm going Alan.
Brazil.
For Brazil.
Let me tell you a few things
about
Bunny.
Those who are new here.
Yeah, for those of you new here, Bunny likes Brazil. Bunny likes Australia. Bunny likes underdogs. If you're an underdog from Brazil, she's gonna pick you. If you want a case in point at that, she picked fucking Thomas Almeida against Sean O'Malley.
I don't even. You know what? You're gonna bring that up. You want to bring that up?
I'm bringing up old shit.
He's bringing up old shit to get me worked up to skew my.
I'm trying to throw her off. Look at her get off. Yep. Look at that composure. The recovery here. Outstanding.
That was such a bullshit fight, but we'll save that for another day.
Man, the fat kid at the pool, I think, is what we referred to Almeida as.
Made me so mad. I'm so sure of it.
He ate so much pizza before the pool party. Like, was way too much.
He was so bloated.
He was so like I'm not like
so
I'm not one to talk here. He was like still like 145, 150 pounds. I'm like, if I saw him on the street, I'd be like, that dude's in great shape. But like, we're looking at super athlete. We're looking at the best of the like, and him next to Sean O'Malley like knocked him out like 4 times. Like, and he kept being like, he's knocked out.
Oh my god, that was such a bullshit.
You're so wrong.
Right. I can't believe you haven't stopped the fight.
But Brazil. Like both, yeah, we were both really.
Or Brazil.
Yeah.
Almeida, I fucking rooted for you to start to finish on that one, dude. Oh my god, you made me look like such an idiot.
I think that was the first wrong pick you had that I knew when I knew you. Before that, you had been pretty on point. So, you had a good run, kid.
Right.
You got your third underdog of the night here. Okay. Either it's really good you don't bet or really bad you don't bet, because if these underdogs are cashing, my goodness, Bunny, you'd be buying me a really nice place to live and taking care of me for the rest of my time.
Got it. I'll be your sugar mama.
Please, sugar. Alan Patrick is a plus 235 underdog. That's more than a 2-1 underdog, almost a 2.5 to 1 underdog here. He has a massive experience edge over Mason Jones, who has one fight in the UFC against Mike Davis. And I mean, I'm a little surprised here because, Alan Patrick, I'm just going to go through a few of his really notable wins here by a plus 235. I think this is kind of crazy odds. He has wins over Damir Hadzovic, who's a very solid guy out of Belgium. Has a win over Stevie Ray, one of my favorite guys out of Wales. And then Damian Brown, not great. John McDessie, a really good stand-up taekwondo. Are you laughing at John McDessie?
Just the way you said it. It was funny. Not great.
John McDessie's good. John McDessie. Oh,
you said it.
Oh, Damian Brown, not great. Yeah.
Oh, you said it under your breath.
Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes I think I'm talking to myself inside my brain, but it comes out through my mouth.
Great. Carry on.
Thanks. You're doing great. We're all doing great. It's the last day of school here. I'm feeling great. I can't wait to, get to the next fight here, though. This one is one that I think is going to be, possibly really bad, actually, or really, really great. It's one of these. I'm not sure actually what to think of it. I'll be honest. I mixed up the order of the card. So the next fight after this is one I was excited about, but it's Francisco Trinaldo making his UFC welterweight debut against Muzan.
The lightweight. Wait, what are we doing? Featherweight? I'm sorry.
No, I'm at 170 with Francisco Trinaldo and Muslim Salakov.
Yeah, what happened to Kimwella Kirk?
That is on the main card, according to Mama. Yeah, Kamala Kirk and Makwan Amirkhani are leading off the main card.
They did not update it on UFC.
Okay, I'm on. Okay, so we can. Do you want to go with that fight next? We can go with that.
No, I'm just going with what I got in front of me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the next fight I have is Francisco Trinaldo versus Muzan Salakov.
Go for it, Toots.
Okay. I will. So this is at 170. Francisco Trinaldo has had all of his fights except his UFC debut, which was at middleweight, strangely enough, which he won. All the rest of his fights have been at 155. At lightweight, he's fought all of his fights. And then in his last fight against Jai Herbert, he came in at weighing 161 pounds for a 155-pound fight. So they said no more, cutting an unhealthy amount of weight. 42-year-old Francisco Trinaldo, please move up to 170. You are massive, or maybe retire. Either way, he's had a really good career too. I don't mean retire disrespectfully. 26-7 is an outstanding record, especially for the level of competition he's faced. He's on a 3-fight win streak over John McDessie, Bobby Green, and Jai Herbert. Those are all really good wins there.
Yes, not Brazil.
Had a finish of Jai Herbert in the third round after losing the first 2 rounds, but he missed weight, so you gotta go to 170 now, Toots. And at 5'9", that might be a little bit tough to be 170 and 5'9". Also,
Russians are
Yeah,
just built different.
he's facing the king of kung fu, Muzan Salakov, which this guy, I mean, if you just look at this, picture.
Terrifying.
I mean,
terrifying. No, look at what are you talking about? He looks scary.
he is terrified. That's what I'm saying. This guy has no soul. He doesn't.
You should see his picture on the UFC website. He looks like a villain. He's
right.
And you see Russia, and you're immediately like, nope. I don't know.
And this is a Russian. This is a Russian who chooses to stand as opposed to go to the ground, unlike a lot of the Russians, which is interesting. Obviously, he does have a wushu background as well, so he has some really interesting. Yeah, wushu. And so he has some really interesting striking background as well. Coming off a very controversial split decision over Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos is my favorite Brazilian fighter. I know that's a crazy thing to say, but I love Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos, and he got robbed in that fight.
Anyone named Dos
Santos. Muslim did not win that fight, in my opinion, but a win's a win. He's 4-fight win streak over Ricky Rainey. He got a finish. He finished Nordine Taleb in the first round.
What was the finish?
Sorry, what was that?
What was the finish on that one?
That was an overhand right in the first round. Straight to the nose. An absolutely beautiful finish. Lorenzo Staropoli, he got a really dominant decision win, and then he had a close decision win over Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Muslim's only loss was his debut, and that was against Alex Garcia, who is had a lot of hype back when he lost to him, but Alex Garcia turned out not to be too great. This is a interesting fight, though, for me. Sometimes with Muslim, he's a little too inactive and waiting for counter shots, in my opinion. And Trinaldo, I don't know what to expect out of Trinaldo at 170 in his 170 debut here. He's 42 years old. At some point, and he's at least 42.
Don't say father time.
He's at least 42. And Father Time at some point, Father Time is undefeated. Father Time at some point is going to catch up. And I'm not going to say Father Time anymore, Father Time. But I think that this could be one where both guys are kind of mirroring each other and waiting for the other one to kind of fire a little bit. And I'm worried that we might see a lack of firepower, or we see the exact opposite in both these guys go balls to the walls, and we might have the fight of the night. For me, I like the guy who's had his whole career at this division, really is big for this division, and Muslim Salakov. So I'm going to take Muslim. Trinaldo is so tough. It's really tough for me to say that Trinaldo's going to get knocked out here. I don't believe Trinaldo has been knocked out in his career. He has been submitted, but I don't see a submission happening. So I got to go with the decision either way, but I got the Russian.
Against these two? Interesting.
I got the Russian Muslim. Okay. I think that these guys match up really well skill-wise. It's going to be hard for me to see either guy really getting it down. So, yeah.
I like that prediction. I disagree, but I like it.
So you got that.
I'm sorry. I disagree with how it finishes. This might be the one time I'm rooting against the Brazilian underdog. Okay,
talk to me.
I think at 37, this Russian guy he's gonna take absolute advantage. I think Muslim's gonna just. I don't want to call it a steamroll, but I just think he's gonna finish him. I think it's gonna be a TKO, and I think Muslim's going to get him the first, second round. I don't think it's going to go all the way to the end. But, who knows? And I'm sorry, Brazil. I root for you 90% of the time. But 37, and I don't know. He's Russian, man. That's crazy. He's got a little bit of a reach advantage over my Francisco. So
my Francisco.
I think I got to go with Muslim on this one.
Oh, my God. That's going to be on tape that you went against Russia here. So I will alert them. Muslim's only 5'11". Also, so we got 5'11" versus 5'9". I do think
not much, but it's something.
But Muslim does have a reach advantage of, I believe, 5 inches as well. So 5 inches. Yeah, 5 inches isn't much, but it's something, and it's a lot in reach. It's a lot in reach, and I'm going to avoid the easy joke there and move on to the next fight. Which by saying I avoided it, kind of doesn't avoid it. But fuck it. again, I don't know if I said this before, but this is the last episode on this channel, and I'm feeling a little senioritis. So, like, whatever. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to the next step here. Next fight here is at heavyweight for me. So it's gonna be Tanner Boser versus Ilir Latifi, and this is a really interesting fight for me. Latifi has, first of all, he's a bowling ball. We just were talking about a 5'9" and a 5'11" guy at 170. We got 5'10" at heavyweight here in Ilir Latifi, who, yeah. And I'm glad it's coming through. I'm glad the microphone's working. Welcome to Southeast.
Why is there such a massive weight difference? Are you kidding me with this weight difference? Is that accurate?
No, that's not accurate because this is why I don't use the UFC website for my data.
I just have it in front of me because it's the easiest thing to pull.
No, it has some good information, but yeah, that there was so in Latifi's last fight. First of all, Latifi's last fight, his last 3 fights. Let me just read them off. Have been Corey Anderson, Volkan Ozdemir, and then Derek Lewis at heavyweight. And now he's fighting Tanner Boser. Talk about drop off in competition. Ilir Latifi came in on, I believe, 3 days' notice to take on Gegard Mousasi, which was insane. He was a plus 600 underdog in that fight. Everybody expected him to get finished within 30 seconds by Mousasi. He ended up giving Mousasi a hell of a fight, taking it to a decision. Then after that, went on a 2-fight win streak. Had submission of the year with his anaconda choke of Ciro Diabate before losing to Jan Blachowicz, just the UFC 205 champion. So he fought Gegard Mousasi and Jan Blachowicz are his first 2 losses. Hold on, I'll keep going here. He goes on a 3-fight win streak, including knocking out a PFL 2-time winner Sean O'Connell. Knocked him out in 30 seconds. Ended up beating John Vellante, which John Vellante is one of the worst fighters in the UFC, so I'm not going to really be too pumped about that. His next fight came against Ryan Bader, 2-division Bellator champion, one of the better guys in the UFC. He ended up losing that fight. So his 3 losses are Jan Blachowicz, Gegard Mousasi, and then Ryan Bader goes on a 2-fight win streak against Tyson Pedro, who came into the fight with a ton of hype. Was undefeated at the time. Latifi dominated him, beat Ovince St. Peru, finished Ovince St. Peru, which I really respect him. Then fights Corey Anderson, Volkan Ozdemir, and Derek Lewis. Loses all 3 of those. So he only loses to the top of the top. And he's faced all these guys, gone to a decision with a bunch of them. And you can make fun of my hand gestures all you want. I'm going to do more of them. So don't worry about it. And Tanner Boser, I'm going to be honest here. I like him a lot. I like his movement. I saw that. Don't worry. You don't have to.
I respect all these guys.
Of course. Yeah. No. Yeah. We're going to say respect about 20 more times. So if you're drinking, we're going to kill you. But Tanner Boser had a pretty good run here. Came in, beat Daniel Spitz, looked really impressive in that fight, but it's Daniel Spitz. His next fight was against Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane, one of the best guys in the division, a future title challenger, in my opinion. Went to a decision with him. Cyril Gane tried to get Tanner Boser to the ground. Tanner Boser stuffed it. A little fun fact about Tanner Boser, he has spent 0 minutes and 0 seconds on the bottom in his UFC career so far. So the only other fighter who can say that is Kamaru Usman, which, first of all, Kamaru Usman has never been taken down in his UFC career. Not once. Not for a second. He's so good it's boring. He's so good it's boring.
I don't agree with you on that. I think it's just boring. I don't think he's so good it's boring. I think he's just boring.
Girl, the numbers don't lie.
I know, the numbers. He's so good.
I mean, ask Jorge Masvidal's jaw. I was there.
Fuck you!
Good to be here with you, too. Back to this fight. There will be no counseling. There will be no counseling happening over on Aaron the Dog MMA. But the counseling apparently is going to happen here. Do we have more feelings that we need to get out, Bunny, before we move on?
No, I'm sorry for snapping.
Oh, no, please never apologize for snapping because you don't mean it. But back to this point. Latifi, I think, has a massive experience advantage here. What Bozer's going to have to do is he's going to have to leg kick, stay on his bike, which he does do, but Bozer doesn't have a ton of pop for the heavyweight division. Also, Bozer's just not being the best of competition. He's beating guys like Felipe Lins, Rafael Pessoa. He also beat Daniel Spitz. I mean, these are just not exactly – I think that Latifi's going to have to get over the reach advantage, which he has to in just about all of his fights because he's a fire hydrant. But I think he can really crowd Bozer here. I think he could get a finish really early on Bozer, which Bozer has not been finished in his career. So that would be a statement. But either way, I think Latifi can control the clinch, control the ground if once it gets there. And the reach is irrelevant once you're kind of up close and in the clinch and crowding them. And I think that's what Latifi does. And Latifi, I'm going to say I want to pick the finish. I just don't have the balls to. So I'm going to go decision here. Latifi.
Wait, so what did they come in weight? Did they? Oh, they didn't weigh in yet. What?
They didn't weigh in, but so Latifi did weigh 257 for his heavyweight debut against Derek Lewis.
Okay.
So most likely he will be the heavier of the two because Bozer comes in around 235, 240 range, actually.
So I know that this is off topic, and I apologize, but why wouldn't UFC update it? Like we spend so much money on UFC.
Oh, you want to go on it? Okay, pause the breakdown.
Hey, Dana, unblock me from Twitter so that I can fucking annoy you again about why your shit is not corrected. Unblock me from Twitter.
That's why we had you on today. Was really we wanted to talk to Dana. I know you're watching.
Dana, I'm sick of being blocked. I have questions.
Yeah, you're both from Boston. Come on, you gotta support each other.
I know. I mean, it's not my fault I attack him on the daily.
No, it really isn't your fault. It's his fault.
He's got. All right, real quick, and we'll get back to topic.
Yeah,
on
please.
This website updated. He's got Latifi listed as 205.
This is my Trust me.
205 pounds, and he's got fucking Tanner weighed at 255. Who fucked up?
Yeah.
Who fucked up and why?
Yeah. This is the thing is that it's kind of a laughing known secret that the UFC website is not where anybody goes for any reliable information.
All right, well, now I have a platform. Let's talk about it. That's so fucking annoying. How much do you spend on UFC per month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. While we're ranting, let me take a moment to rant about the UFC on my end. UFC Fight Pass. When I go and type in a fighter's name, and I go and click on the fight, and it says, sorry, something went wrong. This fight's not available. That shit shouldn't be happening.
Why does it do that? You spend, what, $10 a month, right, on Fight Pass?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm paying for a service to work, and it's like I go onto YouTube to watch as many fights as I can, but the UFC has removed all their fights from YouTube, obviously, and they're like, because we have our platform. We have Fight Pass, right? Which I pay for on top of ESPN Plus, which I only pay for to watch fucking UFC. So I'm really paying 2 subscriptions here. All I ask is that when I type in fucking Latifi, I get to watch all of his UFC fights and not have, whoops, something went wrong, come back later. Because you know what? Later never comes. So update your fucking website, update your fucking Fight Pass, get your shit together, Dana, and unblock fucking Bunny.
Seriously, I'm so mad.
Like, how are you gonna block this? Like, that is insane.
Unblock me. I just have some questions. I won't attack you anymore, but I got some questions.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of you out of 2 people on this stream. You're getting $20 a month. We just want to watch fights. I'll have to illegally stream it if you want, but I'm not gonna.
She is not one of those people. I can tell you from experience. It's very stressful. Also, let's get on another rant. This is for you, Bunny. Let's get on this rant about when we order the pay-per-views, and then talk to me. Talk to me about your experience as one of the few people who doesn't fucking steal these pay-per-views. She pays for all of them.
I pay for all of them.
Tell me about your experience.
I'll tell you why. It's just because I want it to work. I'm happy to pay whatever price I need to pay to make sure that I can watch it. I watch every fight from early prelims to the main card, whatever it may be. I don't care what the price is, but I'll pay it if it works. And the last 4 fights, and Aaron was actually in Boston for one of these pay-per-views.
Witnessed.
And it didn't work. And I literally, you'd think I just lost my job. I was losing my mind. We had to go get my roommate's computer. Yeah. It just was a nightmare. And I pay every month, every pay-per-view. I just wanted to work, Dana. Unblock me from Twitter so I can yell at you some more, please.
And just like there's a common thread here. We want the services that we're paying for to work.
I'll still pay. We'll still pay. We're paying.
Like, shut up and take my money. Raise the rate if it's going to make it work. Literally, I'll pay more. Just let it work.
We are the only 2 people on earth that are like, we are like your business, dude. We'll pay whatever. But just make it work.
And when people go to the UFC website, they should be able to have reliable statistics.
I can't believe that this is listed, that Latifi right here on the UFC official website for this Vegas 28. I can't believe he's still listed at 205. And my dumbass, knowing I'm 12 years in with the MMA experience, and I sat there and went, oh, he's fighting at 205? That's crazy. You can't rely on that information. Like, fix your shit, Dana. And unblock me from Twitter.
Definitely unblock her from Twitter. I didn't even know she had a Twitter. So it's just a yell at Dana. It's just a yell at Dana.
And an existential crisis. We should probably move on there.
So we're both on Latifi here. To get back, I forgot we were breaking down card.
Sorry,
everybody. We had to get that rant out. We're passionate people. We care about this. But we're both on Latifi here. And shockingly, I find this shockingly, he's a pretty decent underdog. Plus 160 for Latifi. The amount of underdogs that Bunny is going for right now, you would be so rich if you bet on these and got these right, girl. Like,
I don't bet on you. I bet on Dustin Quay.
You'd be able to take such good care of me. It'd be incredible the amount of care you'd be able to take for me. And now I have to just continue my business. I gotta focus here, so I'm just gonna. No, I don't.
Dana, unblock her from Twitter.
Yeah, seriously, unblock her from Twitter. Have your services work. Thank you all for being here, especially you, Barney. This is we're almost through the prelims, and by almost we have 2 more fights on the prelims. Second to last on the prelims, 1 hour in. Trust me, the first time that I just real quick sidebar here. The first time that because fuck it. The first time that I was on with Bryan on our first show. Yeah, shout out to Bryan Battle. If you're not rooting for him on Tough, get the fuck out of here because you're an idiot.
Yeah, all the way.
Also, just listen. If you don't know Bryan's laugh, first of all, you haven't listened to our breakdowns, but it's so just listen to that. It's like 3 or 4 times in the first episode. Also, his hair is just looking stunning. I don't know what it is about the people who I keep around me, but there's you, there's Dave, and there's fucking Bryan, and you all just have the most stunning hair. I just had to cut off all my hair here. I mean, honestly. So
no, that's nice though. You did a good job.
Thank you. I know. I got, I know. I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm happy with the results. My mom got married this past weekend. Let me just throw that in too. So congratulations to my mom. I'll drop the link to her wedding in the comments if you want to, actually, no, I won't. No, I won't drop the link to her wedding. But yeah, I'm sorry. I
Focus.
I'm going to talk to you about something after this, but for now, I'm going to try to focus. The funny part about when I try to focus or I say focus is I focus less.
Okay,
we're on to the second to last prelims. It is at the flyweight division. We're back with the ladies here, and it's Montana De La Rosa taking on Ariane Lipski. Ariane Lipski, also known as the Queen of Violence. Her last fight, not so much. She was facing Antonina Shevchenko. And if we know anything about Antonina Shevchenko, it's that not much of a wrestler, not much of a ground person, right? She took down Ariana Lipski over and over and over again and beat her into oblivion and got a ground and pound finish in the second round. That is not a good look, Ariane. Not a good look at all. Before that, she had that awesome knee bar of Luana Carolina. Do you remember that? The standing knee bar where she like just this. Just if you type in Lipski knee bar and just look at the pictures that show up for that, it's a horror show. But
viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only time that she's really lived up to the Queen of Violence moniker, in my opinion. She has a decision win, but before that, a loss to Molly McCann. Got really outstruck by her in a decision. Lost to Joanne Calderwood.
Molly McCann's no joke, though, Aaron.
No, I love Molly McCann. And I met Molly McCann in Boston, actually, before I knew you existed. Met her back, and she is who ended up introducing me to a ton of fighters, including Leah McCourt that night, who we talked about earlier tonight. That's where I met Jillian Robertson, which, by the way, Jillian Robertson and Bryan Battle will be joining me on my first breakdown on my channel next week. If you did not join me earlier, Aaron the Dog MMA is going independent with his own channel. All the breakdowns are going to be over there starting next week, as well as interviews. And our first UFC breakdown for UFC 263, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Jillian Robertson and Bryan Battle, soon to be two current UFC fighters, in my opinion. So what a way to kick off the channel. Both of those are two of my favorite people, along with Bunny.
Jillian Robertson will be soon to be UFC fighter?
I said, well, I meant with Bryan Battle, soon to be UFC fighter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant, I was like,
No.
Girl. Yeah, she picked my UFC fantasy team, but we won't get into that as well.
Fair enough. Yeah.
She's the best, though. Jillian Robinson's the best. Go follow her, the Savage. What is it, the Savage?
It's a Savage at Savage UFC.
At Savage UFC. She's the shit. She's made a lot of improvements. She's at a little bit of a tough road. And tough roads don't stop her. And she was my first fight ended in a loss, but she fought like fucking hell. I was like blown away by her performance. She held up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to seeing her good back in there. I like that she's taken a little bit of time off to actually improve her overall game, because I think that there's something to be said about these fighters ready to go in at all times. I also think there's a time to step back and assess, and that's what she's doing. But with this fight, Lipski, to me, she's got to keep this on the feet. And against Antonina Shevchenko, she couldn't keep it on the feet. Montana De La Rosa is a former, albeit high school, state wrestling champion, but she was wrestling boys in high school. I think that's like a really cool little background on her. But her wrestling is really solid, coming off a draw against Mayra Bueno Silva, which there's no shame in that at all. Bueno Silva is a very good fighter, does not fight a lot, but very good fighter, and that was a very good fight. Lost a decision to Araujo before that, so another fighter coming off of losses here, as well as Lipski. So both are really going to be desperate here. I just think it's going to come down for Montana to the wrestling and cage control. So I'm going to take Montana for a decision here over Lipski. I just think Lipski at times gets a little hesitant, and her ground bottom game not too impressed with it, honestly.
Honestly, I'm gonna I'm trying to find it. Like,
are you just gonna go Brazil?
I'm going for Montana. I don't know how to put it eloquently, though. I'm not. This division's not so super exciting to me. Neither really fighter really jazzes me up, so I'll be able to enjoy this one for what it is. But I'll go Montana for the sake of picking. But I'm really, honestly, I'm indifferent.
Yep, that's fair. One place where this is not indifferent, and I'm kind of shocked here. I'm just looking at the odds for the first time. Minus 270 favorite for Montana De La Rosa.
Oh, there you go. I'm picking the favorite.
You're picking the favorite, and at almost minus 300. That is not a price I'm touching. Montana is not very consistent. She's hesitant at points, and when she can't get the takedowns, she looks a little bit lost in there, with all due respect. And if the takedowns aren't there, I think Lipski could really put on a little bit of a show on the feet. I don't expect her to get another knee bar here, but
I I don't think it's going to be exciting.
I think one piece of advice I always give on betting lower level women's MMA fights is if it's a plus 200 or bigger, you bet the underdog. So my betting advice is to bet Lipsky or to leave this alone. But she's a plus 210 dog. It's worth the stab. Montana has a lot of ways she can lose this. What up, buddy? Thank you.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, the stranger. MMA wagers. Brandon, how you doing, man?
Brandon, what's up?
Yeah, the bunny in the flesh here, and
fucking finally tune in.
Yeah, he's used to the 8:00 start time. But
we
luckily,
started early, did we?
Yeah, we started a little early.
So I could have had another half hour to finish my fucking roast beef sandwich. Cool.
This is why we should communicate when we have roast beef sandwiches.
I'm just kidding.
We're still
on prelims, dude. This is going great.
Yeah, and it's a good thing we started an hour early because we have an hour to go off the rails here. He was doing something called working, apparently. Whatever. One of my favorite.
Oh, you're working.
One of my favorite memories of Brandon of MMA wagers. By the way, Brandon, I messaged you about this, but I don't know if you heard, but Aaron the Dog MMA is going independent next week. Breaking away from the Stooges here. All of my interviews and breakdowns are going to be over there. So, no, there's no bad blood at all. Of course not. I'm only talking about this because I'm excited to share just how I view MMA and what I'm trying to share with the world. And it's different than what the Stooges do. And I don't mean that in a bad way or a good way. I just mean I'm not a stooge. And I really just mean that. I'm just not a stooge. And we all agreed on that. And it's all good. We have different flavors of looking at fights. But yeah, Aaron the Dog MMA goes live next week, Brandon. So I'll let you know when the channel's up and everything. And then, obviously, along with Bunny here, Brandon. Bunny's got 5 underdogs in the first 7.
He's going with the underdog. I hate going with the crowd, and it gets me in trouble sometimes. I'm like, fuck you. You're making the smart pick.
Oh,
I'm gonna pick the stupid one for no reason whatsoever.
I'm just going to count how many fights we got through in an hour and 7 minutes. We got through 1, 2, 3.
Well, because we did that
4,
whole thing. Hey, Dana,
5,
unblock me from
6,
Twitter. Dana,
7.
unblock me from Twitter.
It's not bad. We've gone through 7 fights so far, and and Floyd is going to dust curly.
I don't want to talk. Oh, here we
go. No. I'm so. Then I didn't mean to highlight that. Buddy doesn't bet on the fights, but I'll pass on the message to her. Take that plus money, Bunny means betting on the underdogs. You get the plus money because the underdogs are plus whatever. So
I got up because he was talking about the Jake Paul and Mayweather fight, which
No, we don't. One thing on my channel is there will be no talk about any of the Pauls. That is one difference between the Stooges and I.
It's not MMA. I don't know why people are talking about it. Why is MMA junkie talking about Mayweather?
Don't fall into the trap. Bunny, you're falling into the trap.
I know. I'm sorry. Let's move on. Dana White, I'm blocking from Twitter.
Here comes Brandon. He's challenging.
Brandon! I don't even know which Paul's fighting.
Oh, boy. He's going after you, Bunny.
Okay, we're moving on. Still on prelims. We should probably
1 hour and 8 minutes in. We're on to the final prelim of the final prelim of the prelims. Boo!
I'm all flustered because he brought up Mayweather.
I'm not
gonna bring it up. I'm not. Go ahead.
Okay, and Mr. Numbers here. As we know, Brandon always keeps track of the stupidest fucking stats. Here you go.
I said joke Paul, Brandon. I said joke Paul.
And
he's gonna make me cry on television. On public, you make me cry on public. I'm crying.
Please, I can't handle you crying live on camera.
I haven't cried in years. I'm not about to start.
Oh
over.
my god, I haven't cried in minutes. So
Dana White, unblock me from Twitter.
Dana, please unblock her from Twitter. Please.
I have so many questions.
Brandon at least is enjoying it. If no one
Glad
else
you're
is,
having fun, Brandon.
yeah, we're all having fun here. It's the last
Still
day of
haven't
school.
gotten to the main card.
The last prelim though is actually, I had this wrong. Kamala Kirk is the final prelim, so I apologize for my error here. But Kamala Kirk versus Makwan Amirkhani is the final prelim here at 145. I'm so excited for this. First of all, I love Amirkhani. Mr. Finland is my boy. His interviews, he just has such a confidence and a swagger to him. I just kind of love it. Mr. Finland, I'm all about it. But I'm going to go into Kamala Kirk first. And thanks, buddy. Look at the support here. Look at the support. We're gonna be expecting this over on Aaron the Dog MMA, Brandon, when we start up. This is that. Yeah, we appreciate it though, man. Thanks, man. Miss you, and we'll be talking LFA soon, I'm sure. Which if LFA could get their odds up for the fights tomorrow, I could do a breakdown, but I can't.
This is the time to get it out. What is with these organizations slacking? Put me in charge. I'll have shit posted by midnight. Just
seriously, like for the LFAs the last few weeks, I've been getting stories from Bunny before I've been getting stories from the LFA, where she's had to take
digging to find those stories. It's not just coming to me first thing. You shouldn't have to do work. We're the only ones promoting LFA, PFL, ONE, and even, I mean, so to speak, Bellator, but for the most part, those smaller organizations, we are headway in that shit, and they're making it so difficult for us to promote them.
And all I can say is thank you, UFC Fight Pass, for at least allowing the LFA to work each time. Even though sometimes I have to hit the video once or twice to get both audio and video. I don't know if that happens for you, but has that happened for you where you've clicked on an LFA and it like just doesn't show up and you have to read? Because it's happened for me.
Yes, so last LFA card, it's frozen almost every like 10, 15 seconds.
Yep.
And because I'm so desperate in the moment to watch, I'll sit there like a schmuck and I'll hit refresh. And
it's like if we went through with the streaming sites, we'd have more reliable streams. This is fucked up.
We're the only ones paying, and I feel like nobody else is having this issue, and I don't get it. And then you ask me why I think Dana White is after me. This is why.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm paying, and we can't get what we're paying for. I'm so desperate to just watch it start to finish. I'm like, you got me tuned in as a viewer from 5 p.m. until the last fight.
Right, and we're there on every Friday. We're there every Friday and every Saturday. There's a card. We're there. Unless some asshole's getting married or someone's gotten engaged, like we're there. Like, and there's like no one else who are like. So it's just like, please, Dana, unblock Bunny from Twitter.
You had to bring that up. I'd forgotten all about it. I had to rewatch it the next day. I hadn't done that in 5 years. I had to watch it the next day.
Right, which is
I had to hear through secondhand that Sergio Pettis won because someone's getting married. Go ahead, you have the floor.
No, this is such a special way to go out. This is a celebration, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All of the times that we're getting off the rail, this won't be the last time. I am glad we started at 7. We should have started at 3.
But started right when I got home from work.
Seriously, like immediately, just been like, all right, like let's just.
It's okay.
Like, we'll do it live.
We're doing great though. Very entertaining.
Yeah, we're doing great, and honestly, for this fight, it's Kamala Kirk versus Makwan Amirkhani. Kamala Kirk making the debut on short notice here. Just had a fight over in the LFA on May 14th, where he stopped Daniel Swain in the second round. Actually, he made Daniel Swain literally retire from MMA on his stool in the second round. So Kamala Kirk was really beating him down. And then literally you can hear in the corner Daniel Swain. And also earlier in the fight, Michael Chiesa said, who had trained with Daniel Swain, said, Daniel Swain doesn't quit. Daniel Swain doesn't quit. And literally word for word in his corner said, I can't do this anymore. I'm done with MMA. I retire. Those were the words he said in his corner, and then they stopped the fight. So Kirk coming off 2 straight fights here, 2 finishes in a row. Fought the last fight at 155, but usually fights at 145. This fight is at 145. Before that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak. However, lost to Billy Quantillo in a fantastic Dana White Contender Series fight. Billy Quantillo is a very good fighter, so no shame there. Then lost a split decision to Bruno Souza. He did not lose that fight. That was a terribly judged fight. I remember watching that live. That was on LFA. Kirk has looked really good in these last 2 fights, really sharp. With Amir Khani, I love Makwan. I absolutely love him. And, 100% finishing rate also for Kirk.
That doesn't scare me, Brandon.
Brandon's pick is a 3rd-round KO for Kamala Kirk. I do agree Makwan does tend to tire. That is one of the issues with Makwan's style of such very wrestle heavy and aggressive. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Right here. But
where is okay, Kurt, come on. Okay, go ahead.
But Makwan Amirkhani, 32 years old, coming off a loss to Edson Barbosa. So we have and he did not get finished in that fight. And he could not get the takedowns at all against Edson, however. And Edson really did piece him up on the feet. This is the thing with Makwan. If he can't get the takedowns, I know I've kind of said this about Montana and a few other fighters on this fight, but I think that for Makwan, if he can't get this to the ground, we are in the danger zone. The danger zone with Maverick and all the rest of them. I really, and I know all about that danger zone. Gets you to Boston in 50 minutes. But what happens in this fight if Makwan doesn't get to the ground, Bunny?
Oh, I'll tell you. I'm going with Kirk on this one. I'm taking my fucking chances on this one. I don't like an MMA. I don't like that 100% finishing. I don't like that because this is an undefeated sport. Mm-hmm. Don't start with the Usman and all that Khabib jazz. This is an undefeated sport. That doesn't scare me. Everybody's time like that there has to be some sort of balance, and
absolutely.
It has to start.
I love that view.
I'm going Kirk. I didn't go Tabitha for a reason. This is me making up for it.
You got the short notice LFA and Kirk here. He does have a little experience from the Contender Series as well.
And I'm biased, LFA.
And how you have Kirk winning this fight?
That's the better question now. I know it sounds boring.
No.
But I have it going to decision because I just don't see. I see some very good balance.
I mean, if Edson can't finish you, it's hard for me to all of a sudden have Kirk. Brandon and Bunny getting a room together here. That's good. Whatever, it's fine. It's a joke, Jesus, Bunny. Oh, fucking relax.
I thought you were my boyfriend, Aaron. Isn't that what Brandon saw? I'm going Kirk and I'm going decision.
She goes right back to fight smartly.
I don't know. I see it lasting. I see both being very defensive, and I don't think Makwan's gonna to get that. I think he's gonna.
Oh wait, sorry, I missed this one. He said short notice opponents are dangerous as fuck, and then he winked at you. I don't think the winks are for me.
I don't think what are they for Diaz? He's giving you the finger, brother.
No, he's saying short notice opponents are dangerous. Wink, wink.
Yeah, but they are. Except for Tabitha.
Well, saying hint to Kirk that Kirk is dangerous.
Oh, see.
And he's saying decision.
Don't question me, Brandon. Who's on the breakdown right now? You had your chance. This is my time. I think it's going to decision. I just don't think
do not question.
I know 100% finishing rate. I've seen both these guys fight. I just think it's going to balance each other out. I think it's going to come to decision. Now, whether it's going to be close or not is one thing, but I'm
starting to wait. The wink wink.
I know. What's the BR?
The wink wink was to the BR comment. What's the BR comment? Oh, the BR comment. Which one's that? The bunny relationship? Hold on.
Dana White unblocked me from Twitter.
I'm confused.
Dana White unblocked
Brandon, you have to explain.
Unblock me from Twitter.
Yo, Dana, unblock her from Twitter.
I'm fucking funny. You're missing out, Dana.
Oh, the bedroom. He was making a joke about the. Oh, so he was implying that he's in. Oh boy, he was implying. Oh, this is getting weird.
Main card.
The main card time. Get away from my girlfriend. Oh boy. Main card time. So Main card. You want to talk about the main card too? Oh, you want to talk about the main
talk about anything MMA. You want to talk about the card 3 weeks from now? I'm fine. I could talk all night.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
I'm sweating. People ask me how I stay skinny. I just talk about MMA. Easily burn 200 calories. Just sitting on my fat ass talking about MMA.
That fat ass. Main card. I can't focus.
We'll focus.
185, middleweight division. Complete sentences are going to start now. This is the first fight on the main card. It's another short notice replacement from LFA. We got one of my favorite nicknames in all of MMA. It's Gregory Rodriguez. His nickname is RoboCop. Just like really, really simple, just RoboCop. He goes as RoboCop a lot of times, taking on Dusko Todorovic, who looks like mini Stefan Struve. So there's that. He also has another commonality to Stefan Struve, which is that he's Serbian, and he backs up and takes overhand rights to his kitchen all night long. That's a huge problem he had in his last fight against Soriano. And you're welcome. We're here to speak all of the outrage and injustices in LFA. So, yeah, that's what we do. We speak the truth over on Aaron the Dog MMA. You can always expect the truth to come out as well as emotion. It's going to be emotion and just analytics. That's the combination that I'm going for over there. So.
And I'm a publicist, so from a media standpoint, I'm always trying to stay on top of shit. So you guys are coming at it from an odds perspective in terms of betting. Mm-hmm. While I'm coming from the opposite side, but still equally as important as the media side, I go to post about it to get people excited about it, and I'm like, I can't find any promotion for it anywhere until like the day of, and
it's so easy to find on Fight Pass. So again, it's just Dana White unblocked Bunny from Twitter.
I was just about to say it took the words right from unblock me from Twitter, Dana, please.
We finish each other's sandwiches. Dusko Todorovic coming off a knockout loss against Punao Soriano. That was back at the beginning of the year in January 16th of this year. He took a lot of shots in that fight. He was kind of routinely backing up with his head up. And with that, if you're out of range, it's a fine defensive technique. But when they're in range and those rights were landing over and over again, Soriano was able to put him away. And before that, he had a win over Daquan Townsend, who I'm thoroughly unimpressed with. And Teddy Ash, he won. I'm sorry, what?
Did you say unimpressed or impressed?
Unimpressed. Very unimpressed. Very unimpressed. Let me say it twice for the people in the back. And very, very unimpressed. And he's from my hometown, Lansing, too, unfortunately. And I'll get to your question here in a minute, Brandon. I'm just trying to get through a little bit of this breakdown real quick. And then, but for Todorovic, he beat Michel Pereira to get a shot in the UFC. Michel Pereira's decent, okay. Daquan Townsend, Teddy Ash, really not too impressed by those. Soriano, he was the favorite against and did not look like he should have been the favorite at all. Gregory Rodriguez has come back from its Contender Series loss to Jordan Williams, where I think it was just kind of a poorly prepped weight cut. He really came in and looked kind of drained and did not look himself, and he got knocked out in the first round by Jordan Williams. Not a good loss at all there. Has rebounded with 2 straight wins in LFA at middleweight, including over Josh Fremd in his last fight. Josh Fremd is a prospect I'm a huge fan of, and Rodriguez as a plus 275 underdog cashed that night, knocked him out in round 1. Brazil power here. Also, a really, really good black belt in Gregory Rodriguez. 29 years old. He's right in the smack dab middle of that prime. 29 is the age you want to be really starting to make that ascent to the high level in this sport, especially. Gregory Rodriguez, the stand-up has really come together at Sanford MMA, where he's training with a lot of really, really good guys, training with Henry Hooft. Tons of good talent down there as well. So I really like where he's been preparing. He's really driven. He's trying to supply for his family back in Brazil. He's moved to Florida full-time to dedicate to this sport. And Gregory looks like he's 4, according to Brandon. I thought Gregory looks like an old – I Okay, I was
43.
like, yeah. Okay. It was like, dude, like I'm so used to disagreeing with Brandon that I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? He looks old as shit. Because I was gonna say he's like, yes,
No, Brandon's
agreed.
spot on with this one. I was like, 4, baby faced? I don't think so.
I was like, what are you looking at? This man looks like he's a senior citizen, but like, see, how the fuck is he 29?
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, but I know I smoke a lot of weed though, so my short-term memory isn't always great, Brandon. I forget things like, but I remember. I remember you. But I like Gregory Rodriguez here quite a bit. The short notice is a little bit of a worry for me. I'm not sure how heavy he gets in between camps here, how much weight he's cutting. So if he has another bad weight cut, we saw how he looked against Jordan Williams. It ended up costing his chin a lot here. And Dusko does have really good striking, very good technical striking. But it's the defense for Dusko that for me is very worrying. I think Gregory, I'd love to see Gregory use his takedowns and use his jiu-jitsu. That's kind of my sneaky play here. I think a lot of people, because of Gregory's last few fights and having the impressive knockouts, think he's going to be in love with the stand-up and not willing to use that jiu-jitsu. But his jiu-jitsu positioning and jiu-jitsu, his overall squeeze with his chokes is really good. So I actually like him to rock Dusko and then finish it on the ground with the submission. So I'm going to take Gregory Rodriguez for the submission win. I got Brazil over Serbia here. Your thoughts, Bunny?
I'm sorry, and I hate to keep complaining, but I also have Rodriguez written down here. But I'm on the UFC website just to have shit there so I can talk about it, and it's not working. And I'm trying really hard because we're live. I'm trying really hard to keep my cool, but I don't get why after all these years this shit doesn't work. And when it does work, it's not updated. That shit pisses me off.
It's not reliable, and then it's not updated, and so the information and
it's also not working. I have plenty Wi-Fi. I'm sitting here talking to you live. You're in DC. I'm in Boston. Perfectly fine.
You look crystal clear.
I can't get the spider information up because why?
And you're keeping your cool incredibly well. So, do you have any kind of? I agree. We got to get you over to Tapology, Bunny. We got to get you over.
Okay. I'm moving. I'm just trying to support Dana, even though you blocked me on Twitter, Dana. But I'm trying to support. I'm trying to support him and making it really hard.
Support Bunny. Bunny, it's all good. We're gonna agree on Gregory Rodriguez here. I got some good news. For you.
Great. What's that?
Gregory Rodriguez is an underdog.
Ah! I'd like to hear it.
From Brazil. Plus 130 underdog. This is my favorite dog on the card so far for sure. I really do like his chances. I think he can finish this on the feet. I think he finishes on the ground. I see a finish for Gregory Rodriguez or for Dusko, frankly. I think that betting the under 2.5.
Honestly, and that's why I have Rodriguez. I know he's an underdog. I understand that. I'm just not as impressed with him. Yeah.
They're both really young. Well, Dusko's actually the younger of the two. One looks younger. Yeah, RoboCop looks like he's 4. So
T3.
We agree on the dog here in Rodriguez.
I wanted to say anything other than Brazil and underdog, but I can't. UFC is making it real difficult.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hard when you don't have the information in front of you. I have it all right here. Don't worry. Like, I'm going through the information.
I have it written down.
I know you. No. I know.
It's nice to have it in front of my eyes, but UFC.
And it's nice to be able to Dana, unblock her from Twitter and get your shit working.
Unblock her from Twitter, and everything will be fine. I won't swear at you anymore.
She might, but it comes from a good place, like the best place, dead center of the heart, where we want all of this information from. So,
I know, Brandon.
That is the subject of this last. And also, just to get real quick to this question, Pooh Bear had some business come up tonight with Iridium, his agency, which means he might have some business coming up soon. So that's really good. But he's actually going to be joining me next week, Brandon, along with Jillian Robertson for the UFC 263 breakdown show, along with Bunny. either in the comments or live. We'll talk about it later, but I would
for sure. Jillian,
I would.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant just in the. I meant if you could. I didn't know if you were busy or not. I didn't want to put you on the spot here.
Jillian and Pooh Bear and you.
Yeah.
Never busy.
In that order.
Pooh Bear.
Jillian's got to be on top. Jillian definitely on top.
She picked my team to win. I gotta go with her. She's my homegirl. Go ahead, finish up.
Oh no, Pooh Bear, you're out. That's fine. No, I was reading the comments. Sorry.
Brandon, you're not welcome here. I'm just kidding. Come back. We love you. Come back.
There we go. All right. We're all there. Man, that was the tenuous 2 seconds there.
I know, right?
But we're on to the second fight here on the main card. Really good. An hour and a half later, 90 minutes in. We're at 170 for, I think this is my fight of the night pick personally. Santiago Ponzinio makes his second fight return after a 3-fight layoff from a ton of injuries, taking on Miguel Caramel Thunder Baeza. And I have liked what I've seen of this guy quite a bit. However, for Miguel, he is very young, still at 28 years old, and in his MMA career, only 10-0. But he hasn't fought a crazy level of competition yet. His best win is Matt Brown, who Matt Brown was 39 years old at the time. A little bit slow. Some serious damage has been taken to him. This is funny. I agree. Finish your fucking roast beef sandwich. That's for your sandwich.
I was staring at it. I don't know if you see me keep looking down, but it's looking at me.
Yeah. I was like, man, she's really looking at that information. No, it was just the sandwich.
Sandwich.
But with this fight, Miguel Baeza still 10-0, undefeated, has a win over Takeshi Saito, has a win over Matt Brown and Hector Aldana. It's a decent level of competition, but it's not anything crazy. Santiago Ponzinio, on the other hand, he's fought the who's who. Before he had a 3-year layoff, he was on a 8-fight win streak. Beat guys like Gunnar Nelson, beat guys like Mike Perry, beat guys like Neil Magny. But he finished Neil Magny in the 4th round. So I mean, not a lot of guys are finishing Neil Magny and a couple. But yeah, it's this is kind of my concern with Santiago. He is only 34 years old, but the injuries he took on were pretty brutal over the last 3 years. He ended up weighing over 240 pounds at a certain point because of the amount of weight he gained from his injuries and just not being able to work out. Sorry if Chico barks here because the door just opened. But, okay, he didn't bark. It's a mirror. Yeah, he did not bark. And El Perro. He says hello. And then Barney's also here. So they did not bark. Sweet. But Ponzinio, I think those injuries added a serious amount of years to his career. And then he came back against Li Jiangling, and then ended up getting stopped in the 1st round, and that was earlier this year. And that was a pretty bad knockout. Here, did you hear Chico?
Yeah, I did.
That was definitely Chico. For me, I think that Santiago, he might be a little bit too much of a worse for the wear here with the injuries and just the time off and everything like that. I didn't really like what I saw out of him in his return here. He has had 5 more months to improve, and Miguel has not faced anybody to the level of Santiago Ponzinio. But focus. It's a joke. It was just a joke. I will take Miguel Baeza here. What? Younger, faster, smoother, less damage, and still really improving. He was dropped by Matt Brown and then came back really well after getting dropped there and put away Matt Brown. And I just think I got to go against Argentina here. I don't cry for me, Argentina. But
I'm a big Argentina fan. My best friend is from Argentina.
I'm not from Argentina.
I said that is cute. All right, are you my boyfriend or are you my best friend?
My best friend is my boyfriend. You're one of those people. You gotta be one of those people. Because
Aaron Jakari, Dust. Now I feel what he's. I'm actually going with experience on this one. I'm going Argentina.
Yeah, thank you. Good. So you're going Argentina. You see this one going. Give me a little bit
Yeah,
of.
10-0 doesn't scare me. The younger buck doesn't scare me. I mean, Santiago's not old by any means. He's up there, but he's not.
I mean, no,
old.
he's 34, but it's the injuries that he came back from. You know, I know you can't
sort of
use
contradicts
UFC.
my earlier picks, but 28. I mean, what is he? 28-4.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking good, dude.
27-4. He'd be 28-4 after this, and Chico agrees with you. That's a crazy.
All right,
record.
well, UFC, what's up with your stats then? Once again.
It says 28-4 on there.
Yeah, dude.
Get the fuck out of here!
I swear to God.
God damn,
I
UFC.
swear to God. They're all fucked up. And you know what? In UFC 2, I think it is, the game, I think Ronda Rousey is listed as undefeated. And probably won't beat her prior to that game. So
Brandon, I don't need this sort of attack in my life. The LOL at the end hurts extra much. I'll be honest. There's something about
Brandon, I like your sass. No, I'm going Santiago on this one. I think experience. I know he's coming off injuries. I think experience is going to play big time here against a 10-0. This guy's going up against a vet. I mean, he's hungry, he's thirsty, but Argentina versus USA, I'm going Santiago.
Yeah, I think this is a really good fight, though, in all seriousness. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think that is. Damn it. I think that it. I think that it's. I'm so glad I'm starting over on a new channel. Maybe I am a stooge.
People are loving this. What is?
No. This is. I agree. I think that this is a good fight. I understand your pick here. You got the underdog in Santiago Ponzinio again.
I swear, if I don't even look at their record, I don't know who they are. I'm going underdog. It's like something in my intuition just like gravitates towards the underdog.
No, yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah, you know, and it's just like, okay, well, for Brandon, here's Brandon throwing some shots at you, just securing me as the boyfriend here. Man, just secure. Thanks, man. Brandon's the best wingman ever. I'm just like, hey.
I don't know what he said.
He said Santiago Ponzinibio's highlight reel was Neil Magny getting flatlined in Argentina. That was the peak of his career.
Okay. What does that have to do with you being my boyfriend?
Oh, I'm saying he's attacking you.
Oh.
And so
dude. I'm at a top attack daily. Brandon, I don't give a shit. Brandon,
no, it was a callback. It was a callback to when he was winking at you about being in your bedroom, and it's a callback to that joke like 30 minutes ago. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next fight here.
I don't get it. Dana unblocked me from Twitter.
Oh my God, Bunny unblocked me. Yeah, we go for days. We go for days.
All right, fine. Yeah, I get it. You guys go with the crowd. Go with it. Bah.
Oh wow. Next fight
I'm gonna
here.
be wrong at all.
No,
Go ahead.
I can't wait to be watching these fights and talking to you about them. 180 next fight at the 185 division. 3 from the top here, so we're gonna finish in about 2 hours. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Me and Brian took 2.5 hours, so you know, just saying.
Which is crazy. I talk a lot more than Brian does, so that's good. That we got the good bar.
No, this has been a good clip along. So we're back at the 185 division. Loreno Staropoli taking on Roman Dolidze. This is interesting. This is this high up in the card.
Another Argentinian.
Loreno Staropoli, 9-3, coming off 2 straight losses. So another guy with his back up against the wall here. Lost to Muzan, Salakov, and Tim Means. Has wins over Hector Aldana and Thiago Alves, although by the time he beat Thiago Alves, he was dusty as hell. So I'm not really sure like how impressive I am with that win. I get Thiago Alves was a name at one point, but those days are long gone. This is our second straight Argentinian fighter in Loreno Staropoli, former police officer as well. He's now taken the Charles Oliveira, Cisco Brunson route of getting the bleach blonde look. So that's kind of something. If you look up Staropoli right now, the blonde is a look for sure. Roman Dolidze, 32 years old, his opponent out of Georgia, the country, not the state. Lost to Trevin Giles his last time out, where he just kind of froze up on the feet. He's an ADC world champion, so he's a world-class grappler. He's won by heel hook before, won by leg locks before, so really good grappling. Finished his first fight with kind of a very lucky leg kick. It was kind of like in UFC 3 or 4 when you throw a head kick and it hits with like the knee part where it's like you're too close when you hit it, but it's still like accidentally hit. That's literally how he got his first knockout. So it wasn't really that pretty. His striking is powerful, but it's technically not crisp at all. For Dolidze here, I think that he should look to get this to the ground. This is one I don't have a great read on, though.
I don't either. It's pretty even keel.
It's really even.
If you look at how they fight, it's going to be interesting, but it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be very exciting. I don't know.
I think both guys could be a little.
That this is on the main instead of a few others, but
I think they could have put Americani Kirk on the main card as opposed to this. I think
this one is a little bit more disappointing in my. I'm never disappointed, but
no, I understand what you're saying.
Card position because I tend to like the prelims more, anyways. But
yeah.
I am surprised from a marketing standpoint, but
yeah, respect.
It'll be all right. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. I think both guys match up well.
Yeah.
So from a matchmaking, it's interesting, but I think this does have some potential to be kind of a stinker and kind of go the distance. And
this
Roman
Dolidze will be like, just bleed, and we'll be like, well, we knew it going in. It was going to be a
I'm hoping it's a little bit more technical, but Roman doesn't really have the technical abilities on the feet. On the ground, though, he's a wizard, Harry. So, yeah, you got Roman. I would have to lean Sarapoli, actually, in this one. So I just think Roman, he signed with the UFC originally back in December of 2018, actually. Yeah, and then a little thing called USADA came in, and he flagged for a lot of supplements. And USADA came in. Then USADA came back a couple years later in 2020, in 2019, actually, the next year. And they knocked on his door again, and he had some issues again. So wasn't able to make his debut until near the middle of 2020. Faced Khalitsi Ibrahimov, who is not very good. He's up there with Daquan Townsend, not impressive. And John Allen, split decision. That's not great either. Getting a decision against Trevin Giles. I'll take Staropoli here. I understand Dolidze for you as well. Dolidze is the more exciting.
It's not like I'm diehard rooting for him.
I get it. You're just making a pick because you're a good pick. You're a good sport. Yeah. You got heart.
I'm a great sport. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, respect to both, but I am very curious that this was picked up on the main.
What makes me really happy about this is that it's one of your least confident picks on the card, and you're picking a favorite. It's so fitting that like when you pick a favorite, it's like, oh man.
Because I don't look at the fucking odds, dude. And I'm trying to. Aaron is like an odd genius. That motherfucker knows. If you're watching, whatever he's saying, go with. Me, yeah. I'm learning the odds.
You're learning the odds. I'm eventually going to learn sign language. We're all helping the world in different ways. So, we're opening. We open messages at different rates on different platforms. It's great. Anyways, remember, Aaron, we have a welterweight moving to middleweight versus a light heavyweight moving to welterweight, and Dolidze is from Georgia. So is a good point.
Argentina, but I'm going Georgia.
That is a really good. Well, no. So you're picking the middleweight, or who is a former light heavyweight in Dolidze, and that's a very good point. Size wise, Sarapoli was not big for the 170 division, and now he's moving up to 185.
Yeah, so that's like always. That kind of always makes you go like. Oh.
Yeah, and also. Especially considering Dolidze most likely will use his grappling in this fight. And grappling is where the strength and size really does play more of a factor than with striking, where you can have a smaller striker be able to hang in there a little more. So I like your pick, and I'm not just saying that because I'm your boyfriend, but I like your pick because
for the viewers who don't get it.
Yeah. I'm not her boyfriend. If you weren't listening a few weeks ago, Brandon thought that because I said Bunny was my girl, that meant that she was my girlfriend, and he decided to work with that on the podcast. So Dana, unblock her from Twitter, and yeah, thanks for the free info. I give Brandon, stop plugging your shit, Brandon. We're on to the co-main event. We're on to the heavyweight section.
We are 2 hours in, and we're on the main card, dude. Main event. I love it. 2 away, right? 1, 2.
Two away.
Yep. 2 away.
Busted. Marcin Tabora versus Walt Harris at heavyweight is our next fight.
Cut it out.
What's that?
I said, Brandon, cut it out.
It's not funny anymore, Brandon.
You got big points going now.
Yeah, exactly. We that is at heavyweight between Walt Harris and Tabora. And it is our co-main event. And yeah.
Fuck this kid,
Brandon,
dude.
like you're really not like one second here. We're at heavyweight. 2 more fights as a Stooge breakdown channel. We're gonna get through these.
Are we on heavyweights? Are we in Walt now? No. Yeah.
I'm all sweaty. And
started. I get so excited.
I've been sweating, but I'm like more sweaty now. Walt Harris Tabora. This is a fight. Walt Harris is still getting on to the co-main event, which I'm kind of surprised about after his last 2 performances. Overeem and Alexander Volkov, both really poor showings, frankly. Also, he gassed after the first round of both those fights so hard that it's just it's kind of troubling for me. And with Walt Harris, when he's pushing that 265, 266 limit, he tends to have a lot of trouble. He tends to not show up in the best shape. Are you
saying his Overeem was not? Who were you going against in the former Overeem fight? What were you saying about that one? It was not a good performance?
It was not a good performance.
Wasn't a good performance from Overeem either.
But he won.
No, but
yeah. And like the point was, as soon as Walt Harris got into that second round, he was so gassed.
Okay.
He couldn't really focus. And that was a fight that was scheduled. That was a fight that was scheduled for 3 rounds. Or for 5 rounds, I'm sorry. That was his first main event opportunity. And Walt Harris's Twitter handle, which he's not blocked by Dana White, unlike Bunny. Walt Harris, unblock him. Unblock her, please. Dana, please unblock her. And Walt Harris's Twitter handle is Big Ticket 205 because he used to fight at light heavyweight. So he should not be coming in pushing the 265, 266 limit, having to cut weight. That kind of troubles me, and he has some conditioning issues, and he's a little bit one-dimensional. He's a little bit one-dimensional. For Walt Harris, it's get that knockout in the first round, or he kind of has trouble figuring out what he's going to do. Marcin Tabora, 21-6. He's been in the UFC for quite a while now. Only lost to really good competition like Fabricio Verdum, Derek Lewis, lost to Augusto Sakai, who's fighting in the main event here coming up. However, against Augusto Sakai, he got stopped in 39 seconds. And Walt Harris has much more power than Augusto Sakai. So, and he has been finished.
That's true, but there are anomalies. There are situations. I'm going Polish power on this. I didn't mean to interrupt. Just the 39 seconds. There's always a flat. There can't, all of these, even like very lackluster fighters are capable of these headline grabbing, finishes, record timing, stoppage, all that. But it doesn't necessarily formulate into, or it shouldn't factor into how. So that was incredible for, a 39-second stoppage against someone like freaking this gigantic Marcin dude. But when you look at everybody else he's faced, that holds way more weight than the 39-second.
Yeah, and it doesn't completely tell you the full picture about how Tabora is as a fighter. I mean, you get caught, you get caught. especially early on. And since that 39-second or 59-second knockout, I'm sorry. You want to talk?
There you go.
Yeah. Either way. Yeah, I know. He's just improving by the second. Literally. Since that, you want to talk about a rebound? How about a 4-fight win streak in the heavyweight division for Tabora?
That's heavyweight? Come on. That's nutty.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane.
He beat Sergey Spivak, who we saw how Spivak looked in his last time out. Really impressive. Beat Maxime Grishin, which not really an impressive win. But Ben Rothwell dominated that fight. And then against Greg Hardy, a very similar opponent to Walt Harris, where you got to avoid that power early on. Dragged the gas tank and ended up getting the ground and pound in round 2. I see, frankly, a very similar type of result here for Tabora. I think a round 2 submission for Tabora is my pick. I think we're going to see some groundwork. Also, Walt, this is a little betting tip, but hedge Walt with a round 1. I think that's only round Walt wins. If he wins, is in round 1. I don't see him winning a decision. I don't see him getting a finish outside round 1.
I don't see a decision.
Walt Harris also has Jim hopped a lot. Garbrandt, Brandon brings up also Jim hopping quite a bit. But Tabora,
Garbrandt. That's more that fight said more about Rob Font than it did Garbrandt. So I don't know how you can. Garbrandt's pretty talented, but regardless, what were we saying?
No.
My mind is like now snowballing.
It's okay. It was probably me putting too much pressure.
Focused.
It was just we're all having trouble here. I'm not going to go into that anymore because it's not funny. But that's can you see the comment for you? I just wanted to have you grab your comment before. But yeah, it's saying thank you for understanding the success in that. In the heavyweight division, a 4-fight win streak in any division, but especially the heavyweight division.
Oh yeah,
that's significant. If he wins this, that's 5 straight and also 3 straight losses for Walt Harris. Walt Harris has that tremendous story, unfortunately, with his, I believe, stepdaughter it was, which my heart goes out to him, and I'll always root for him from that perspective. But
every fighter's got something though or most fighters got something. Look at
I agree.
Lozan's son, I think, 2 years old, had cancer. Fought for him. Like everybody says something. And we do root for them. We're just making
picks. That's what we're here. And yeah, thank you for being here and thank you for making the picks. And I know that for some of these it's been difficult, but you're a good sport and you're here to you're here to make your picks and have me rub it in your face on Saturday when you pick.
Have the hots. Go fuck yourself, Brandon. I have the hots for Garbrandt. You don't know me at all, do you? Oh my god!
No. I know why you're upset right now. I get it because I get it. That's all I can say is I get it. I would never say.
I have the hots for his wife, if anything, Brandon.
There we go. Yeah, get your priorities straight. No, I don't know anything. First of all, and I'm a goddamn bald if I did know anything.
Aaron knows everything, and he's going to tell you nothing.
I don't know anything.
Goddamn Bolt.
I don't know anything. The only thing I spill on is my relationship status when it's not that. And I make sure to do it on video because that's better. Walt Harris is the underdog here. Plus one.
Funny, dude.
I am funny. It's like one of my best qualities. I'm not humble, but I'm funny. Plus 155 for Walt Harris. I am humble as fuck, by the way. That's a joke. I'm so fucking humble. It's insane. Minus humble. Oh, goddamn fucking humble motherfucker. Minus 175 for Tabora. 1 hour.
Minus 175?
Yep. So he's almost a 2-to-1 favorite, Tabora is.
Okay, good. I'm going another favorite. Put me down for another favorite.
But I really agree with this favorite. I think that Tabora is such the better overall well-rounded fighter. The cardio edge is there. I think that.
Shut up, Brandon.
I am. Yeah, thank you. Defend me.
He's so humble. He's like so. He's a sunshine. You little shit.
I'm a fucking sunshine, motherfucker. We're on to the main event. 1 hour and 54 minutes in. Dana White still has an unblocked bunny.
I can't believe you've gotten me to, Aaron. You've gotten me to sit still in the same chair for like 2 hours now. No one's ever been able to do that.
I am. You have no idea how much this means to me. I'm
Props to you.
honored.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm very, very humble. Yeah, bitch, I'm humble. Yeah, bitch, I'm humble. Shout out to Lonely Island. Happy 5-year anniversary to Popstar Never Stop Stopping. That debuted 5 years ago in movie theaters. Incredible movie, Lonely Island movie. Check it out if you haven't. Are you a Lonely Island?
Movie for you, Aaron. But we'll talk about it later.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it after this. But
this isn't Digesting Cinema, which is an awesome podcast, by the way. You need to listen. If you haven't listened to any other podcast, go to Spotify and listen to Digesting Cinema. It's him and Christina have the funniest, most like effortless dynamic. Look at his Aaron's face. He's a little pissed because I'm diverting again.
No, I'm
just saying. If you're looking for entertainment, go to Digest. He talks about fucking Star Wars, dude. It's so good. I'm gonna shut up. This is UFC.
No, you can keep going, frankly, because that makes me
so good.
I just want to make it very clear. I am the opposite of upset by that. That makes me like. I'm trying literally not to cry on camera right now because that means so much that you would just randomly bring that up, and I work very, very hard on that.
It's so good. The intro. Christina. You and Christina. I don't know. You forget. You'll literally turn it on, and then 4 episodes in, you'll be like, "Where was I for the last hour?" It feels like 5 minutes. The way you just listen to it, it's beautiful. You get to hear synopses of these like movies that you otherwise wouldn't really hear of, and then there's the Star Wars, which is digesting
the Force, which Christina, she's seeing all the movies for the first time. DTF this week.
Have you ever met anyone who hasn't seen Star Wars? You get to hear a breakdown of someone who has watched Star Wars for the first time and break it down.
She's got full on Spider-Man. I just appreciate you. That's all I gotta say. I don't know what to really say. I am flustered right now. Main event coming up. Thank you very much. I work very hard on that podcast as I do with this one, and me and Christina. It's very, very meaningful. So, Digesting Cinema. Check it out on all podcast platforms. I've never mentioned
Spotify. Just boom, download it. It's like nothing. It's so easy.
And just choose the movies you want to listen to us talk about. And
listen to the Blair Witch one. Aaron does I'm not going to spoil it, but you got to listen to it. He puts some perspective. You're like, I never thought of it. It made me actually like the movie, honestly. I didn't like it before I listened to that episode. And speaking of which, this Friday, tomorrow at 7 a.m., Digesting the Force on Attack of the Clones will be live on the podcast. We were able to talk with Thomas Harper, who is to call him a Star Wars expert wouldn't be doing him justice. He's one of the greatest minds in the Star Wars universe. And he just we have an absolutely fantastic conversation. We go into all the romantic dynamics. So check that out. Chico, big fan of big fan of the podcast, and he had to. Hey, Chico. But we are to the main event now, Bunny. Are you ready to get into the main event? No, I'm sorry, I got all sidetracked.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Honestly, this is
later. Let's go.
I've really, again, one more shout out to the Stooges. Thank you guys for giving me the platform and really allowing me to build up my momentum more and more in my idea of what I want my direction for my channel to be. So in all seriousness, thank you guys. There's always love. I always will send out my support. And thank you guys for understanding that and allowing me this last breakdown. I've had such a good time. Thank you to Bunny. Thank you. Before we get into the main card or main event here, we have made it through the prelims and most of the main card. I want to thank you for joining me on this breakdown. It's been an absolute blast. You have just done a great job of bringing your perspective into this, which is all I ask from whoever is on the podcast, whether it's Brandon, Brian, Jillian, you. We all bring our own views into MMA, and they all deserve to be viewed or all deserve to be heard from. and we all deserve to express them if we want to express them. So thank you for holding.
Your spot for passionate MMA fans. There's no judgment. There's disagreement, and it's like beautifully respectful. Bring it here. We want to hear it.
Bring it to Aaron the Dog MMA's channel.
Bring it to Aaron the Dog in Boston comments.
Maybe I'll just make it the Aaron and Bunny channel. Who knows? We'll talk about that afterwards, though.
Brazil. Sorry. All right, we're going.
Because I'm not against that, but we'll talk about that later. Next up, we are on to Brazil versus Suriname, also known as Rozenstruik versus Augusto Sakai. I believe Augusto Sakai also at times has been out of Japan as well as Brazil. I know he has some connection to Japan, though, so really interesting kind of background there for him. In the UFC, he's looked pretty well. He was on a 4-fight win streak, including a knockout of Marcin Tabora before losing by ground and pound to Alistair Overeem in the 5th round of his fight with him. It was his first 5-round fight. It was a really good fight as well, and Overeem had to dig deep. And it's Overeem. I mean, losing to Overeem, there's no shame there. Sakai, you look at him, and he's not going to win any bodybuilding competitions. Sakai is a little bit tubby, but at the heavyweight division, that doesn't really matter. Unlike at 135,
it's not necessarily a disadvantage.
It's not a bodybuilding competition, and he looks like he wouldn't be able to go for like 10 minutes, but he really looked gas-wise good in that Alistair Overeem fight, in my opinion, and everything
Brandon
like that.
Sorry to interrupt. Brandon said he missed the Padilla interview, and that was like one of the best interviews you've ever done.
Yo, shout out for Brandon for sending me up with Padilla. Padilla also will be part of the dog gang. Yeah, Padilla also will be part of the dog gang moving forward. I've already been talking to him, and he says he would like to make some regular appearances over there. So shout out to Fernando Padilla. But my squad, I'm bringing to Aaron Dog MMA. You gotta have one thing and one thing only, and it's fucking heart. And the rest of it, yes or no, I don't care. But here's Zach making his appearance, and we're talking about a turd bout.
God. That was the first negative thing that has been said on this podcast, except for Dana White unblock me on Twitter. I'm dead serious. Dana, come on. It's been years now, dude. Unblock me on Twitter. Please. But, Zach, that was the first negative thing that was said. We've been on for 2 hours now.
This is why we're better just, we just work differently. That's all. Because this is not a turd bout.
For no reason.
I love you, Zach. Honestly, buddy.
You too. And sheath your underwear or whatever, but...
Sheath your dagger, buddy.
He's not a turd. There is no UFC fighter, even the ones that I hate the most. There's no turds in UFC.
Oh, he's gonna do the weakest move in the book. He's doing the drunk thing. No, stand behind your fucking words.
No, his eye golfed yesterday. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my God, the bunny horns are coming out.
What'd you shoot, Zach? Would you shoot a 102? If you shot a 102, I'll let that comment slide.
Okay. Yes, I saw. Okay, I did see his last fight. Rozenstruik's last fight, however, was against Cyril Gahn, and
he said he's a turd. Aaron, I can't sit through this. I can't do it.
Well, Greg Hardy's a turd, but we're not talking about Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy, is he still relevant?
And Greg Hardy's a turd for throwing his girlfriend onto machine guns.
That's different.
I just want to say that. Can I just make a sidebar real quick?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. We can go off the rails finally. But
because we haven't already.
I would never throw my girlfriend onto a pile of machine guns. Ever.
You better not throw me onto a pile of machine guns.
You said it, not me.
I'm joking.
No, I know we're all joking here. Fuck, Jesus, we're all fucking away.
But in all seriousness, stop calling people turds, Zach. Why? Yeah. We're all turds, dude. I'm a turd. Look at me. I'm a turd.
Yeah, we're all. Yeah, I'm a turd. She's a turd.
We're all turds.
Hey.
I'm a turd.
She's a turd.
All right, we finally got to the main card, and Zach shows up, calling people a turd.
Yeah, exactly.
Derail. Rozenstruik,
So
that's what I got. I'm going Rozenstruik.
On to the main event here. I've liked what I've seen from Sakai at times for sure. Particularly, I like.
Oh, and he brought up a Hasbulla. I'm out, dude. This is where I get.
This is why I'm leaving this channel. These are the types of things I don't need to know about or be talking about. Bunny, what do you think of this, though?
I don't like Hasbulla. I don't think it's funny that the whole world's laughing at this guy's disability.
No.
But sure.
So this is the part that I didn't know. I did not know he was a grown adult.
He's 19 years old, and I previously followed him 6 years ago when I was like, this kid's a teenager, and he's trying to get famous. And now all of a sudden, the casuals of MMA come out of the woodwork, and they're like, who is this cute little fighter kid? He's a 19-year-old kid with a disability. And we're all laughing at him like he's a monkey in a circus. That's not MMA. I don't want to hear about it.
You were the one who made me first aware of that, to be honest. And since then, I don't really make fun of it.
I mean, he said he's happy too. He's like, I make money. I'm happy. I have my arms and my legs, and that's fine. But it's also taken over all my favorite combat sports pages. I just want to know about fighters. And I open my phone, and it's Hasbulla sparring with like some 6-year-old.
Between that and the Celtics going down, it's been a tough week for Bunny. And I'm sorry. Oh God, I shouldn't have brought that up.
I don't know why he even brought up Celtics. This is an MMA podcast.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was so mean.
No, I was trying to be compassionate. I should have just thrown you onto the guns.
Give me the machine guns.
Give me the machine
guns. Get back on topic, dude. We're like an hour.
Oh my God, fine. So Sakai.
What do you care about his bank account, Zach and Brandon? Why do you care about his bank account? I don't at all. I care about the fighters that are fighting.
And the fighters fighting our main event are Augusto Sakai and Jared Rozenstruik.
I got Rozenstruik going. Go ahead. Sorry. I know. We're laughing. I'm laughing.
We're all laughing. We're fired up. And after 2 hours, I think it's legally required that your brain turns to mush. So
they're crazy. Dana White, unblock me from Twitter, please. Please unblock me from Twitter.
Please unblock me. Like, seriously, unblock Bunny from Twitter and from Instagram. Unblock her from all the social media.
Please.
Please.
I have shit to say to you. It's not positive, but I do have shit to say to you.
But yeah, Sakai, I like the gas.
Oh my God, Zach brought up. Brandon's bringing up the Kardashians too. This is where we got to wrap it up. It up.
This is why we're going to Aaron the dog. It's going to be
no
Kardashians, no Hasbulla. Rozenstruik. We kind of know what to expect out of Rozenstruik at this point. If he's for the most part, other than the Alistair Overeem fight, which he lost the first 4 rounds before getting the finish in the 5th round. Tends to finish fights in round 1, round 2, and he really slows down if it goes out of that. We've got him coming off of that decision loss to Cyril Gane. Oh boy, Steve. What did Steve miss this episode?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you scroll up in the chat, see what you fucking missed? All was well until Zach showed up talking about Hasbulla. Dana White unblocked me.
Yeah, there you go, Brandon.
I'm going to say it every time until he unblocks me from Twitter. Maybe he will see this. I'm not going to say sorry, but I will ask him politely to unblock me.
Yeah, and maybe makes me.
Who are you picking? Did you pick her?
Well, I'm trying. Are you really like trying to? Who am I? Every time. Oh, the nerve!
You brought up the Celtics. The Kardashians were brought up.
Yeah. It's gone fully off the rails here, and we're all here for it. You got Rozenstruik by a knockout, I assume, because that's
huge knockout, violent, heavy knockout, late stoppage.
Yeah, and For me, I'm not so sure in this fight. It's 5 rounds. That is to the advantage of Sakai hugely. I think Sakai has the better over. Oh God, don't just. Sakai has the better overall MMA plan. We're doing a good job. Stay focused. Breathe. Focus on your breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I just think that with Sakai, a lot of people judge him based on his body type, based on his kind of appearance. He's kind of got a jovial kind of demeanor to him, but he's a real killer, man. And MMA-wise, I think he's much more well-rounded than Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik
has that Derek Lewis vibe where he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and Rozenstruik has a very look at the whole gang's here to see me off. It's like a Viking funeral.
Okay,
I'm
glad they showed up now and not.
Who do you think?
Dana White unblocked me from Twitter.
Who do you think Kieran's favorite person is?
Oh my God! Get the fuck out of here! Casual. Here we go again. What? He was on for 30 seconds and he brings up fucking Logan Paul. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. So yeah, Steve's 100% out on Rozenstruik because of one boring performance. I get it. Before that, against Junior Dos Santos, he looked really good. However, he's got wins over Alistair Overeem. He's got wins over Andre Arlovski.
You're cool, Kieran, but guess who doesn't love Logan Paul? Fucking no, he doesn't. Stop bringing him up. Yeah. Oh my God, what a casual! This is an MMA podcast. Am I wrong? Don't bring up Logan Paul again, Kieran. Dana White, unblock me from Twitter, please.
Rozenstruik, I think, yeah, Dana White, and please unblock her from Twitter.
Please, I got a lot to say.
I got Sakai here though. I'm going with the more well-rounded MMA fighter here.
With what? I gotta know. I'm sorry.
I got Sakai. I got him with a decision win here. I think this goes.
Dude, and honestly, that's smart because these hyped up main cards always go to decision. But
I mean, I just think this. I think this is one. Well, it's not boring.
No, for this fight of the heavy hitters, normally I don't mind decision. I love any.
I agree.
Finish, but I just don't. I can't.
Rozenstruik doesn't stand a chance. Anybody does when they have a death touch, Kieran. Like literally, he had. Oh my God! I'm done. And with that note, we're gonna wrap up my final. Yeah, my final breakdown with the Stooges is wrapping up on a perfect end here. I don't know who NB is. Someone's trying to get in here, but they're not going to get in here. So okay. NB, I'm guessing is Kieran. When he doesn't know how to get on, he fucks up a lot. I'm not going to add you to the stream.
Stop talking about Logan Paul or bend over and accept the dick from Logan Paul. Either one. You're riding that sort of middle ground there. I can't stand it, dude.
Yeah. I think Rozenstruik can literally stop any person in the division at any time. So he definitely does have a very good chance in this fight. Sakai puts himself in defensively some bad positions at points. I think that it's just, again, Rozenstruik 68-3 as a kickboxer. If this is on the feet, Rozenstruik does have the potential. I think Rozenstruik got way too much hate from the Cyril Gane performance, which Cyril Gane is. Cyril Gane is.
It's rare for me to go against a Brazilian, mind you. So this is. I normally roll Brazil no matter what.
Well, and we're going Brazil here. We both got Sakai.
No, I have.
Oh, you got Rozenstruik.
Yeah, I said it like 4 times. I'm sorry, you were interrupted by this.
Yeah. And Rozenstruik, how do you have Rozenstruik?
I have a TKO. I think, or I switch KO. I think I already said I'm distracted by
TKO, KO. That's same. So
no, it is no, but I said brutal KO, and I said late stoppage.
Yeah, and that would be the first time that Sakai was put away in his career. Well, actually, no, he's put away by ground and pound in his last fight by Alistair Overeem. So not a bad pick there at all. Real quick, we'll get to.
And when was that? When was that fight? I forget.
Which one?
Overeem and
Sakai happened in September of last year.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. And so Overeem was kind of on his way out a little bit. He's been on his way out. That just validated.
But Overeem's a vet. You can't discount the vet at all. And
I'm not saying I'm not discounting the vet. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's more. He's a vet, but his last couple fights he hasn't been the classic all-star that we've seen in his prime.
He's still finding ways to win, not at his best. I agree. Until the Volkov.
Did he lose his last fight? Who won his? Did he lose his last fight?
Volkov won that fight. You're right, Bunny.
That's sweetheart. So where are you getting that? And he won by a lot. I don't know if you watched. Overeem was.
Yeah. He broke his nose. He broke his nose. He broke his nose real fast. But you know who took 4.5 rounds to do that, and was losing all 4 of those rounds before getting a Hail Mary? Rozenstruik.
Okay. Well.
She just gets quiet. She just gets quiet. I'm sorry. I thought you could fucking argue. I thought she could argue. But it turns out she's just a fucking weak bitch.
I'm so weak, Dana White. Please apologize. I'm saying Rozenstruik nasty KO. Let's go. I don't know what round. I can't pick a round. I'm so upset by the whole discussion.
Yeah, I think that Overeem wins.
I couldn't hear Bunny there. She talks so silently. I call bullshit on that one.
Yeah, Bunny's very quiet. She's what else is she? Huge, and not passionate at all. Those are the 3 ways I describe.
Quiet, calm, collected.
Quiet, calm, collected, focused.
Yo, when he brought up Garbrandt, I was like, hold on a minute. We were still on prelims too.
Steve Pooh Bear had to back out for this week. He had some business come up, unfortunately, but he will be on next week over on the channel. If you want to subscribe and check out, I hope you will, Steve, because I would love to have you.
Support the Stooges.
But yeah, honestly, support the Stooges. Second to last pick was criminal. What do you mean? What was criminal about the second to last pick?
Who did you pick? Wait, who did you pick second to last pick?
Wait, why was Steve? Explain. Why was the second to last pick criminal? I picked Tabora. We both picked Tabora.
Yeah, we both picked Mark. Yeah, we both.
For Bryan Battle, for Battle to be the second. You know what, dude? That's great, man.
I see. Oh, dude, my boy Mitch was picked first. I know Mitch Raposo. They're both on the same team. So, like, Aaron's got a guy, I got a guy, Team Volk.
Yep, exactly. You know, the couple that roots together stays together. And then Brandon said, I'm not impressed by that joke. And then Brandon said, man, again, very hot in here again, that the Nate Diaz poster, perfect for your personality. Yeah. Rattle off your 3 most confident picks, okay? I'll go ahead and give mine first. You can take your time and figure out yours.
I have mine circled.
You want to go first? Go fucking first.
I have Alan, because we had a little argument over that one. I've got Alan, Kirk, and fucking Rozenstruik.
Alan Patrick?
When you, just want you to know, when you repeat it back to me like that, I get real offended. I didn't stutter. I have it written down right here.
Your 3 most confident picks on the entire card are Alan Patrick, Camilla.
Don't ask me again. Don't have me back on the show if you're going to question what I say, Aaron.
I just wanted to make sure I was clear there.
You sure? Sounds real sassy. Dana White, I'm blocking on Twitter.
Yeah. So Steve's most 3 confident picks are Dolidze, Tabora, and Baeza. I don't mind that one. Brandon will go with Marcin, Mason, and Roman Dolidze. So we have Dolidze, Mason Jones, and Tabora. I would go. So he's going against you because Alan Patrick is going against Mason Jones. So just trouble in paradise here.
Okay, I'm putting him a little competition. I go.
Oh wow! Oh, they're laughing at you.
Laugh at me.
I'm not. I would never. I take.
Guess who doesn't bet on this stuff? Jackie.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So my most 3 confident.
At least I didn't bring up Logan Paul. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, but oh boy, now the chat's gonna go crazy. We got the Paul boys. Do you know, for the longest time, I didn't know if it was Jake or Logan. I didn't know the difference.
I still don't know which one's which.
Yeah, it's just something that I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Aaron, please, before you leave us, just give us your pick on the biggest fight of the weekend.
So yeah, for so two things.
You're both garbage idiots. They're both Steve, you're the only one I trust around here. Fucking fuck.
Thanks. So my three most confident picks are Manon Farrow. I really like her over over Tabitha Ricci. That's super confident. I know it's kind of a bullshit confident pick because of the odds, but I'm taking what's in front of me here. I like Gregory Rodriguez as well over Dusko Todorovic, and I like Marcin Tabora over Walt Harris. Those are my three most confident picks. My fight of the night would be Ponzinio versus Baeza. I think this is going to be an absolute war. I'd love to, frankly, even though I picked Baeza, I'd really love to see Ponzinio make a statement and come back. And it would be 8 of his last 9 wins in the UFC, an insane statistic. He'd have 33 fights now. And to come back from the adversity that he did, I'm telling you, just Google Santiago Ponzinio and his injury and just see how far down he got in that one and just how far back he's come back. And, wow, my last moment on the Stooges, I'm agreeing with Kieran. This is truly a Dear Diary moment. We agree that Baeza and Ponzinio is going to be fun. I'm very scared.
Which makes me believe that it's not going to be a fun fight at all.
Yeah. And then
you love to talk shit, but you can't handle the shit talking back. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. He disappears here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then fight of the night. We both agree. Steve agrees. Do you have a fight of the night, Bunny?
Oh shit! No, I was so focused on hating on Kieran.
Kieran hate is real.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't have fight of the night. I gotta go back to my notes. I don't hate on anybody.
No, dude, Kieran and I, we already know this, Kieran. I don't hate you. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell you all the opinions I have about it.
I think my fight of the night's going to be on prelims, as it usually is. And I think it's going to be the welterweight. I think it's going to be Muslim. I think he's going to put on an absolute clinic. It's going to be awesome to watch.
So your pick is?
Let's say Muslim versus Francisco. I know that's like a wacky fight.
Wow,
I think that Muslim, again, I think he's going to take his age away. He's going to take Francisco's age and just shove it right up his little ass. So I think it's going to be a tough fight. And I think it's going to be a good one. And I don't often go against Brazil. So it's a tough one to pick, but I'm going for it. I like the wacky picks.
If I'm
wrong, I'm wrong, but I like it.
Yeah. And on that note, that is going to draw to the conclusion that Aaron the Dog era of the MMA Stooges here. I will still, be appearing from time to time on the recaps, I believe. So look for me maybe there.
You bought tickets to Bellator?
Oh my God.
That's awesome. Fuck yes, Bellator. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Sorry.
Dude, that
I
is
just
fucking
think that's
great.
awesome. That's fucking epic. Dude. Everybody sleeps on Bellator, and they have some of the greatest fights I've ever seen. That's fucking awesome.
Fucking enjoy, man. That's all I gotta say.
He said
and he just hates getting
out. That's dope.
So you missed a pick on Monkey God. So that is a fight that I'm very, very interested and cautious on, but I'm actually leaning a little bit towards Puelles in that fight.
Puelles!
So I'm going with the Peruvian. Actually, so is Jackie. So very, very interesting. And that's gonna just wrap up the Aaron the Dog breakdowns on the MMA Stooges channel. I know I thanked them at the beginning and talked about it, but they might not have been there. I want to just thank Kieran. I want to thank I want to especially thank Zach, Steve, and Carrie, though. I came in with coffee and KOs, and it was they really did welcome me in with open arms. The logo up in the right-hand corner is Aaron the Dog. The intro video was made by them. The logo was made by them. The outro video I'm about to play was made by them. And they give me a platform here and allowed me to really figure out in all seriousness. I did not come here thinking I was ever going to start my own YouTube channel or even want to. And so, yeah, thanks, Karen. I agree with you on that. I love Aaron, too.
Oh,
so finally, we agree. Yeah, we agree finally. Yeah,
very sweet.
Love it. Love it. Good job. Take care.
Wow, Brandon really wants to get stalked in the fucking mouth, doesn't he?
Dude, I thought I didn't read it clearly.
Brandon, you ever felt the right hook from a ballerina?
Yeah, and just yeah. But thank everybody. I hope you guys will join me on the new channel. Aaron the Dog MMA will be up and live later this week, later this weekend, and next Thursday I will be live with Bryan Battle, Jillian the Savage Robertson to break down UFC 263. It will be the debut episode on the channel, and it will be the same thing. Breakdowns, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's just all going to be about passion, knowledge, and heart. That's kind of the three tenets of what I'm going to be trying to bring into my channel. And I've got a really good group of people who, are joining me. I'm still going to always support the Stooges here. The Stooges, I feel like hopefully will support me. We all can eat at this table. And we got, yeah. But, for Aaron the Dog, anything else that you guys say, Bonnie, Boston comments? Anything you want? Got? Nope.
Digesting Cinema, go download that podcast now.
Digesting Cinema. Yeah, and as you can see, follow Bonnie at Boston Comments on Instagram. It's a tremendous story every single day. You're going to get a wide range of topics, and she will always make her opinions known. So
I have one more message for the kids at home. Dana White, please unblock me from Twitter. If you ever see this, Dana, unblock me from Twitter.
Please, Dana. On that note, for Aaron the Dog, for Bunny, thank you all for joining me.
For having me too.
Thank you so much for being on. It's been a journey. Don't take off. I got to talk to you about something, so don't take off as the end credits are going. And we will see you all soon. Enjoy the fights and keep making that money. Peace out.